Ladies and gentlemen, it is exactly 6 o'clock. Welcome to the MJ Morning Show as we have all assembled again. Look at this. Fester is back from his Dude Ranch vacation with his mother-in-law.
Yes. The old mother-in-law vacation is over.
And how much of this did she pay for? I mean, she should have. If you're going on vacation with your mother-in-law, she should have paid for the whole damn thing.
I think I had to cover the rental car.
Seriously?
Yeah.
So, mother. What is going?
Oh, I just plugged my headphones in. And
yeah. How about putting them on your head instead of just plugging your headphones in and having the volume up and just having them sit on the countertop?
Well, I didn't know somebody jacked the volume up. Anyway, I had to cover the rental car, and
so your mother-in-law paid for the airfare for all four of you.
It was the Christmas gift. Yeah.
Oh wow.
It was the gift.
So you guys flew Southwest, right?
Yes.
So depending on how far you booked out, Tampa to Denver round trip. Probably $400 a person, right?
It was $1,475 for all four of us.
For all four. Actually, it's a little high. Well,
no.
Hey, do you remember when Southwest used to be cheap?
Oh, yeah, it's not anymore.
And then seriously, Southwest used to be cheap, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, Southwest, it was like overnight, they flipped a switch, and then Southwest prices became like just as expensive as like, I don't know, American, Delta, United. It was about 10 years ago. It was like, seriously, it was like overnight, it was just boom, suddenly you're now free to pay the same as the other big airlines.
And a lot of times Southwest doesn't pop up on like sidestep.com or Travelocity, like the different search engines.
Yeah, my wife does that. So my wife does the searching for the but she's mentioned, I think it's Southwest. So she's mentioned, is it JetBlue? I don't know. So some of the airlines,
and JetBlue.
Some of the airlines don't pop up on. Which ones did you say?
I use Sidestep.
There's Kayak.
Sidestep or Kayak.
Yeah. So I know Michelle will check Kayak. She doesn't book there because we usually book through our app because it's generally the same price. You're not getting a better price, but and you book through the app just to make sure we get the points and whatever the story is. But Michelle, my lovely wife, she typically does that. But again, so Southwest used to be like a lower cost airline, and then suddenly it was like boom, Southwest was just expensive. Right, so it was $1,400 for you guys to fly. You, Allison, the two kids, round trip.
Right.
Okay, and then your mother-in-law paid for the Dude Ranch as well?
I think for me and my sister-in-law's family. So my wife's sister, the whole crew is there.
And did you guys stay in cabins? Did you have to pitch tents? What was the story?
It was in a lodge. So we were in a lodge.
And you were near Colorado Springs? Is that where the Dude Ranch was?
2.5 hours from Colorado. It was a town called Buena Vista.
So but you guys flew into Denver, not into Colorado Springs.
Right.
Would it have been better to fly into the Springs?
By an hour, and then, we missed Denver. Well, I got there a day early, so we enjoyed the day in Denver, and then we enjoyed half a day in...
So you paid for the rental car?
Yeah.
What'd you do in Denver? Eat gummies?
I did 3 times in Denver.
Hold on a minute. Eat what? Eat gummies?
Yeah, because you can buy them everywhere there.
Okay, so
she's
talking about marijuana gummies.
You got to say edibles.
Edibles.
Buy gummies anywhere. You can buy, Haribo gummy, whatever.
I'm not talking about Haribo.
Right.
No, they were everywhere, though.
What's that accent you just did?
Whatever, I was mimicking yours.
Haribo's a German company. I don't know.
Haribo. No, what I did do is I went to the In-N-Out Burger in Denver 4 times.
Oh.
So you went in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out.
Every day.
Hang on, do that again?
In and out.
1,
in and out,
2,
in and
3.
Out, in and out.
Okay, that's right. 4.
Yeah,
4 visits.
My first trip to In-N-Out Burger was the biggest.
So it was
attraction.
4 ins and 4 outs.
Yes.
So
Never been.
You got to be careful. Sometimes I like In-N-Out Burger, but sometimes you get a disgusting sloppy mess. Like,
really?
Yeah, Michelle and Julian, they were doing the college tour last August. Remember, they were on the road for like 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Visiting all the colleges. And Julian got some great shots. They went on next to there's an In-N-Out Burger right near LAX. And it's a very busy In-N-Out Burger. And there is a parking garage adjacent. And you're not supposed to do this, and they run people off, but they did it anyway. You go up to the top level of the parking garage, and you can get some amazing photographs. What was that?
Oh my God, you heard that? I thought that was inside my body.
Everybody heard that.
What was that?
That was like an inner
Hey, did that come out on the air?
Oh my gosh!
I heard it in the room.
I'm a little gassy today after my had a lot of meat last night.
I just heard.
I got the meat sweats today.
I just heard. I don't know if that came out on the air, folks, but suddenly there's a.
It was low rumble.
That was you, Froggy?
That was my stomach.
I would have lost $1,000. I would have bet that was Fester.
I'm sweaty. I can't. Oh, I feel weird.
So here's the deal. Speaking of meat and meat sweats, so Julian and Michelle, they drive the rental car up to the top level of this parking garage where they have security and they like run you off, but somehow they did. And you wait up there and you can get some great shots of airplanes landing at LAX right over the In-N-Out Burger. And Julian has a couple of amazing photographs. The point is, though, they got a burger there, and they said it was awful. And In-N-Out Burger, is there a bit of hype on In-N-Out Burger? Yes, absolutely. Are there better burgers out there? Yes. Have I had a good, enjoyable In-N-Out Burger? Yes, I have on many occasions. I used to live in Southern California for 2 years, 89, 90, and part of 91. So, yes, I've been to In-N-Out I've been to the original, location at In-N-Out, which was from the 1950s or whatever. So, but they had a really, they said it was disgusting. So you got to be careful. Now, how were yours? Were yours good?
They were great.
Yeah, I've had. Listen, whenever I'm in Vegas, and we haven't been in Vegas for 10 years, 12 years. It's been a while. We always hit the In-N-Out right off of 15. Right across the 15 from the Strip. So
for a fast food burger, it was pretty good.
Yeah, well, but I'm just saying that Julian and Michelle, they were not happy with the one they had. We are just getting rolling. Fester. Is your zip line story true?
Yeah.
Holy frig. So Fester's at the Dude Ranch and they got a zip line?
A rope course and a zip line, yeah.
You've got to hear the Fester's zip line story. And we'll get to that later on during the show. Hey, it's a busy, busy show today here. 6:07, we're just getting rolling. Froggy, you're going to be making noises all show long? Yes. But it's like that. It's like the cake in the Little Rascals.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. Oh. That's my gut today. Oh, I'm feeling it.
All right, 6:08 MJ Morning Show Q105. Oh, we also have tickets to give away. We got Boy George and Culture Club. We'll give those away in the 9 o'clock hour. Oh, Howard Jones, he's good. Berlin, No More Words, and Take My Breath Away also. Let's grab traffic with Pat, MJ Morning Show. On 6:20 here on a Monday, Juneteenth, by the way, federal holiday today. Froggy, there was something I wanted to ask you about. It was important too. Hang on, it'll dawn on me in just a bit. All right. So, did you hear my tease, guys, a couple minutes ago?
Amputee.
Where were you?
Did you say it? I think it was in my car. Did you say it just a few minutes ago over the song?
Yeah, you in your car?
Yeah.
That's her new thing. She likes to chill in her car.
What?
It's when it's dark outside, I go and I finish putting my makeup on rather than have you been noticing I have not been putting it on during the show?
Are you drunk?
No.
You're like,
No.
Are you
I know, but it did sound it. I go,
No, you just kind of slurred your words there. I'm like, wait,
No,
you going
I'm
out to the car to drink? Is that it? Going out to the parking lot? You got a flask out there? Got some bottles of Tito's?
Yeah. Mhm.
What? Wait.
It all fell out of the car when
you dropped your cell phone last
Yes.
week. Couldn't find that. You went into a panic.
Yep.
So you now go out to your car to put on your makeup
If I haven't completed my makeup, then I do
while
it
driving over the Howard Franklin Bridge
Yes.
with the mirror down.
at 4th Street. I just do it at 4th Street. So if I haven't done that, then I go to the car and finish it up and listen to the music and kind of ease into the day.
Good thinking.
Yeah.
I don't leave a 2-foot radius of this microphone during all 4 hours of the show.
Even when you had all your kidney issues, you're amazing.
Yeah, listen, Roxanne takes time
Well,
to
I'm
put
glad
her...
you're starting to realize that.
I mean, if he didn't tell you he was amazing, how would you know? No, but Roxanne takes time every day to put her face on. Is that how you say? Is that appropriate?
Yeah, women sometimes say that. Oh, I got to put my face on.
Gotta put my face
Why?
on.
I told you look fine without all the makeup.
I appreciate that.
Save yourself money, save yourself aggravation, save yourself time.
I just freshen up a little bit. That's what I call it.
You don't need to put any makeup on, is what I said.
But anyway.
You went makeup free for a couple of shows not too long ago.
I did.
And I said, hey, yeah, you look great.
Thank you.
Au natural.
Take him to HR, Roxanne.
What?
You can't be saying she looks great. That is an HR
That's
violation.
not an HR violation.
We'll see what HR thinks about
No,
that.
it's not an HR puffing stuff violation.
I think it might be.
The hell? No, it's not. Cut the crap. All right, so you're in the car. You heard me tease.
Yeah.
We got to talk about an amputation next. All right, if I say prime time, what comes to mind?
Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was going to say the same thing.
Deion Sanders.
prime time. Deion
Deion Sanders.
You know, double threat. Why?
Yeah.
Baseball.
And
And
football. Yep, MLB, NFL. So
Oh, yeah.
I saw something last night. I didn't think we'd be if I were to think about like the most remotest thing that we would talk about on the show. I don't know if I would have come up with Deion Sanders and a potential amputation.
Have we ever mentioned him on our show before?
I don't know.
I mean,
Yes, we have. I'll tell you how I know that we have.
How?
Because I heard a rumor that he lived in Atlanta and his wife got really mad at him because she thought that he was running around and she lined up all of his vehicles and she drove their biggest vehicle. Let's say it was like a Humvee or something and like tried to wreck all of his other cars with it. And I think I shared that story in the show.
she tried to have a monster jam
Like-
in the front.
Nice.
Monster Jam.
Allegedly.
It's Deion Sanders' Monster Jam, wrecking all the cars in his driveway.
You're going to wreck your voice.
Wait, all right, hang on a minute.
No, it was his wife.
No, his wife did it.
Yes.
Oh, he didn't do it.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Correct.
Deion Sanders' wife at Monster Jam.
No, that's not the last time we talked about Deion Sanders. He was rumored to potentially take over the head coach position at USF.
Yeah, that's right. He was in the mix for that.
Mm-hmm.
There was rumors. I don't know whether they're really talking to him, but also there was a great 60 Minutes profile on Deion Sanders like a year ago or maybe last fall. And it was about how he took Jackson State University.
Yeah.
He took the Jackson State University football program like out of the dumpster.
Yeah.
And made it big, so much so that he left them. And now he's the head coach at, University of Colorado Boulder, if I'm not mistaken. So last night, I'm just kind of doing prep, and I'm like, Deion Sanders might lose his foot. I'm like, what?
Yeah, he's had toe issues and all kinds of stuff.
How do you know this?
Oh, I remember reading an article or seeing a story about him, and he was in the hospital, and he had to have a toe removed at some point.
Dude, you have like these little tidbits of knowledge. I mean, hold on a minute.
Did you see the documentary I sent you over the weekend of Crazy Eddie? I just love all kinds of different stuff.
All right, so here's the deal. Froggy is missing some very basic, like building blocks of history and just, you're missing like a lot of interesting building blocks of just general knowledge. And then out of nowhere, you'll talk about, oh, did you know that Deion Sanders had a couple of toes amputated?
Yeah, of course.
How do you know that? Was
there
a documentary on that?
I know a bunch of stupid stuff, and I don't know really anything important.
Yeah, there was a documentary, Prime Toe.
So I stumbled across this story last night. Deion Sanders is at risk of having his left foot amputated. What?
Yeah.
Due to circulation issues. Wow, 55 years old. And apparently he can't feel the bottom of his left foot. And they might cut Deion Sanders' left foot off. He's had 9 surgeries.
Oh, my, 9?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow. And he had 2 toes amputated back in 2021. So, man, I hope that primetime Deion Sanders doesn't get left without a left foot.
Does the altitude of Colorado affect the circulation?
I don't think so.
He turned that team around, man. Him becoming the coach, they sold out the entire season in like a weekend.
How do you know that?
Because
he knows about his toes. He knows about.
Yeah, he's turning around the Colorado football program.
Froggy's a big Deion fan.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
Big. He's a great bass fisherman as well.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. He's
I
really
bet you he's
good.
great at almost everything he does.
Are you serious? He's a known bass fisherman?
Yeah, he's a really big bass guy.
That's how he got on your radar.
Yeah.
You want to hear something weird?
What's that now?
I'm glad this wasn't our flight. Remember we went to see Chloe back in March in Scotland. Remember we took a week off. Michelle and I went over to see Chloe as she was getting ready to wrap up her entire junior year, which she did overseas at St. Andrews University in Scotland. And we flew up to New York, and then we took the nonstop from JFK to Edinburgh. And we were on Delta 208 going over, Delta 209 coming back. And I saw this last night, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So what caught my attention was flight canceled after Delta Airlines crew member gets arrested. I'm like, what? Turns out it was the flight we were on. It's the same numbered flight. Now, this just happened. We were on the same numbered flight. It was the Edinburgh back to JFK flight. But can you imagine that you've got a big wide body, a 767-300, and you got a ton of passengers trying to get from Scotland back to New York, and the flight is canceled because the flight attendant was arrested in Edinburgh for unknown reasons, but they think that it's drug related because there's some kind of weird. It's Delta 209, and I remember we were on Delta 209, and in fact, Michelle and I both got 25,000 extra bonus miles because the aircraft was unacceptable.
Unacceptable?
Yeah,
what does that mean?
Well, because we bought Delta One, we bought first class. Usually we don't. Sometimes if I don't have the mileage or the mileage rate, the rate of cashing, I can't think of the right word. The redemption. Thank you. All right, the redemption is too high, and there's a website that you type in whether you should pay cash or use mileage. And there's a formula whether you should pay cash or and we got a really good rate actually, but we were on a Delta Boeing 767-300 series, and the plane was like 32 years old coming back, and the cabin was a disaster. That's why I said it was unacceptable. Remember I told the story that Michelle's, we're in Delta One, which is their top class, and Michelle's tray table was broken. And there was even a sticker on it, inoperable. So why the hell are they giving us a seat where the Michelle had to hold her food tray on a pillow in her lap?
Oh.
And we're on Delta freaking Airlines, and it was ratty. We had duct tape that was holding the center console in between our seats together.
So imagine what the engine quality was like on that plane, too.
The trim was coming off. I mean, I took pictures. I mean, Delta Airlines should, and I like Delta. Delta's my airline of choice, but they ought to be embarrassed as bleep with the condition of that cabin on that 767-300.
All
It was awful.
When I call a plane unacceptable, it usually lands in the Atlantic, okay? I mean, if it landed down at JFK, I give it a passing grade.
All right, so let me finish my story. So Delta 209 from Edinburgh to New York had to be canceled on Friday because one of the crew members, one of the flight attendants, was arrested.
As soon as you said someone got arrested, I was like, a flight attendant got arrested. I knew it had to be drug related because of the international component. So they're probably like smuggling drugs.
Right.
Like Jackie Brown.
Yeah.
All right, now, I've seen two different stories. One said flight attendant. One story said flight crew member.
The pilot.
So, well, again, there seems to be some
flight
lack of specificity here. As reported by Scottish media, Delta Airlines flight had to be canceled due to the arrest of a 61-year-old crew member. The specific role held by the crew member, one story I saw said flight attendant, one said flight crew, and flight crew could be cabin crew, or it could be one of the pilots. Could be the captain, could be the first officer, or I don't know if that plane flies with a relief pilot, but a lot of the planes have like a lot of the overseas flights have a third pilot. Sometimes if it's a long haul, it's like two sets of cockpit crew members. But how about that? Can you imagine? You imagine you're trying to get back to the U.S. and your flight is canceled because one of the crew members got arrested? And then apparently it was in connection with the Railways and Transport Safety Act of 2003. The act is broad, but notably covers the use of alcohol and drugs as it relates to aviation. So we don't know. Was it drug related? They find drugs on the crew member? Was the crew member like drunk going through security? So we don't know, or at least as of last night, they didn't say exactly what caused the cancellation of the flight. But Michelle and I took this exact flight from Edinburgh to JFK just back in March. I just thought that was just bizarre. I got to know the answer. Is it a flight attendant or was it one of the pilots? Drugs, alcohol, what the hell? Were they using? Were they smuggling? What were they doing? Yes, man, I got to know the answer to this thing. But listen, there've been stories of like flight attendants busted, like acting as drug mules as well, coming back from the Caribbean. And there were some recent stories of a flight attendant busted for like smuggling drugs, I believe, out of the Caribbean back to the U.S.
They probably get approached all the time.
Yeah. When we get back, we'll dive into the early morons in the news. Oh, man, I got a great pile today. We got a lot of local stuff, just a nutty day. 6:33 here on the MJ Morning Show. Don't forget, we got the Boy George Culture Club tickets. We'll give those away in the 9 o'clock hour. Also, Howard Jones in Berlin on that tour. That's a pretty good show. So that's on the way in the 9 o'clock hour. Stand by, get ready. So... The MJ Morning Show. So, early crowd, get a load of this. A lot of local and Florida stuff today. Hey, gotta love a woman in a Dollar General parking lot drinking Four Loko and exposing herself to kids.
I kind of love everything about that except the exposure to kids.
Oh, I thought that you were going to say, oh, that's something I would do.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't drink Fort Loko.
I thought Roxanne would be
Everything
like,
else.
Roxanne's like, you'd never catch me at a Dollar General.
Hey, speaking of Four Loko, remind me after I do the story, I've got to talk about Four Loko for a second because...
You're endorsing them?
No, I'm not endorsing Four Loko. I have a Four Loko story to tell. So this caught my attention. Woman wearing towel, drinking Four Loko, allegedly exposed herself to kids in a Dollar General parking lot. You know, lady, that's no way to go through life, ma'am. Nope. So 36-year-old woman here in Florida arrested. Cops said she went to a local Dollar General store wearing nothing but a towel wrapped loosely around her body and had a can of Four Loko in her hand as she let a pair of juveniles take pictures and videos of her completely undressed. What the hell? Giselle Robinson. Well, here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. was taken into custody, charged with 2 counts of lewd and lascivious exhibition, a second-degree felony. According to the probable cause affidavit, an officer with the mascot. Where the hell is that? I guess it's.
I've heard of that town before.
It's near. Where is it? Could you look it up on the map?
Mascot, Florida.
Mascotte.
It's in Lake County.
Yeah, I know I've heard of it as well. Is it near Chiefland or something?
No,
or?
Lake County is Central Florida.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Straight up.
Oh, that's
Yep.
right. So, near like Claremont area, right?
Mount Dora area.
Yeah, Claremont, Mount Dora. Yeah.
Lake
Claremont,
City?
Mineola.
Yeah, Mineola. That's out on Long Island.
It's also one north of Claremont.
Is that near Lake Itchituckney?
What?
It should talk to me.
Okay, the Itchituckney is a river,
River.
or
Spring,
a spring,
spring.
that leads into a river in the Gainesville area.
Can you imagine seeing a lady in a towel exposing herself in a Dollar General parking lot with a Four Loko in her hand?
I'd go to Dollar General a lot more if that happened.
My God. Anyway, a caller who happened to be a store employee, I guess, called 911 to report this.
Great.
An officer found the woman wearing a towel wrapped around her body, holding the can of Four Loko alcoholic beverage.
Maybe she's endorsing For Loko. It's like a pop-up advertisement.
Yeah, there you go. She's an influencer. She's one of those stupid influencers out there. The woman, later identified as Robinson, allegedly told the officer that walking around in public with only a towel is normal for her. Yeah, the officer noted that Robinson appeared visibly intoxicated. Oh, you think? And said she chose her attire because she was too lazy to put clothes on. Yeah, the Dollar General employee told the officer that a juvenile under 16 had witnessed the woman naked in the parking lot and recorded it on his cell phone. After recording the incident, the juvenile forwarded the footage to the employee. Wait a minute. The Dollar General employee said, hey, can you send me that?
It's probably his mom working at the Dollar General. All right, you wait in the car. I got to work here for 5 hours,
My
so don't go
God.
nowhere.
The officer called the juvenile's phone, and his guardian answered, agreed to return to the store to speak with the officer. Oh, okay. So they called the juvenile's phone because I guess the juvenile sent the video to the employee at Dollar General, so they had the cell phone number. Cops then called the phone and spoke to the guardian of the kid and said, come on back to the store, bring that phone with you. Unbelievable. The officer wrote in the arrest affidavit that he met both juveniles who said they saw Robinson leaving a nearby Circle K, walk over to them and ask them for a lighter. When they asked her why she wasn't wearing any clothing, she said, I was too lazy to put clothes on. Then the juvenile started recording her. Oh, man, we got some great content here, man. Woo! Video surveillance footage of the encounter showed that Robinson walked between the Circle K and the Dollar General and failed to cover her naked body, unable to keep the towel on. Yeah, the Dollar General donated a white T-shirt and basketball shorts.
Oh, yeah, they have a clothing section, yeah.
So they gave her a white T-shirt and basketball shorts.
When you go to jail, when you get arrested, you're stuck in what they arrested you in for like a day.
I can just see, you're at some event, you're walking the red carpet. Oh, and what are you wearing? Dollar General.
This is DG.
I'm wearing
Dolce & Gabbana? No, Dollar General.
That's funny. Dolce & Gabbana, no, Dollar General. Did you just give me a yuckity yuck laugh?
That was good.
What are you trying to sound like Goofy?
That was my yuck joke of the night.
All right, thank you.
Did
yeah.
I tell you, MJ, I had a lascivious story of children being exposed to a lascivious act?
You
this weekend?
have a lewd and lascivious story?
Yes. I think I put it in the prep. May have just been a one-liner, but it was about children being exposed to something they shouldn't have been.
Where was that?
At the pool. At my sister's school.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, you're talking about the public display of affection.
It was kind of crazy.
PDA is not necessarily lewd and lascivious.
Well, this was lewd. And
we'll get into that later on.
Okay.
All right, so what a lovely young woman. Well, 36 years old. I guess a young woman.
Yeah.
I'm looking at her mugshot. I mean, she's not that bad looking. I mean, I'll hold it up to MJTV right now. So if you're watching MJTV, you can see Miss Robinson's mugshot. So Four Loko. Do you remember that Four Loko had to change their formula?
It was like super caffeinated or something.
You know, I'm trying to remember what the original formula for Four Loko was.
Was it crack?
It had alcohol in it at first, I thought.
Well, it still does.
Oh.
What?
Four Loko has alcohol.
Really?
That's why it was so loco. It was alcohol and caffeine.
Right.
I didn't know that. I thought it was just like an energy drink.
No, you've been drinking Four Lokos?
I've never had a Four Loko, so I didn't know that about it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
All right, so Festa, bring up the Four Loko website or Wikipedia, but see if there's, Wikipedia would be good because I'm telling you, there was a formula change. There was like this big outcry regarding Four Loko. You know what? Let's go through this. I don't want to take too much time to go through it, and so we got to take a break anyway. So let's go through this, and then I'm going to tell you my Four Loko story, and it pisses me off. It's like my new Coke story. So I've got a couple of canned drink stories that are very regretful. No, seriously, and these two items bother me. And I'll get to it next. Stand by. Man, we got a whack show today. There's just so much. There's a Fester zipline story that Fester, this is unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Fester, how was that mistake made?
I don't know.
This is a crazy, crazy story. So you got to hear this.
What'd you do, rip down the trees when you were ziplining?
Hold on. Fester out in Colorado on vacation with the family. There's a zipline story that you got to hear. And we got a lot of stuff. It's just a busy Monday here on the MJ Morning Show. All right, hold on. So my big canned drink regretful stories, hang on, including Four Loko, coming up next. And I still got to continue with the early morons in the news. It just gets better from here. So we're back in a second here on the MJ Morning Show. Don't move. Stand by. MJ Morning Show, it's Q105, MJ and the crew here, 7:02 Monday morning. So my beverage regrets. Never thought I'd be talking about beverage regrets at 7 o'clock on a Monday morning after the weekend, but got a couple of them. So the Four Loko thing came up because of the lady drunk and naked at Dollar General here in Florida, exposing herself to kids who then took video of her. So I brought up Four Loko, and I sort of went into a quick little, do you know the history of Four Loko? And I have a little Four Loko story that it really aggravates me. And I don't know who did it, but back when Four Loko first came out, this is the alcoholic beverage, which Roxanne just revealed she had no idea that Four Loko was an actual alcoholic beverage.
No clue.
What, are you giving it to your kids?
No.
Hey, kids, here's a Four Loko. What do you think? It was like lemonade or something?
I did think it was in the same family as the stuff that Honey Boo Boo used to drink. Is it? I got confused. Did she drink Four Loko?
She drank Mountain Dew.
Oh, just Mountain Dew. Okay.
It's not.
Honey Boo Boo. I've heard that name in a while.
A completely different category than Mountain Dew.
Here's the deal. When Four Loko first came out, what was it, 2010 or so?
No, it was before that. That 2010s when they
when they reformulated.
Yeah.
So when Four Loko first came out, it was this alcoholic. I guess it's a malt beverage.
Yeah, it came out in 2005.
Okay, so alcoholic malt beverage, but originally it had alcohol content, and it was just jacked with caffeine, and it had taurine, it had guarana. So it was the alcohol and the caffeine, and then there was sort of an outcry, and I think some states and they I guess pushed for a ban.
They labeled themselves as an energy drink. They were appealing to children or not children, underage drinkers.
But it was the combination of the alcohol with the high dose of caffeine. So there was just kind of an outcry, and the product was reformulated without the caffeine.
Okay, I just have to bring this up because it's been in the news lately, but you just mentioned taurine is in Four Loko. That's supposed to be really good for you. They just figured out that taurine is the key to a longer, healthier life.
Yeah.
So maybe Four Lokos.
Oh, did you see that story that if you take taurine, it could add like 8 years to your life?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's in my pile today. Yeah, we'll get to that later on. So hang on. Very, very observant of you to pick up on the whole taurine thing. Yeah.
I heard taurine. My ears perked up.
And I'm looking for an old Gran Torino, by the way. Just
Wouldn't that be great?
Get off my lawn.
Love that movie.
Taurine apparently mixed with malt beverage alcohol. Isn't that great?
Well,
doesn't extend your life.
Here's the deal. So let me wrap this up. I got 30 seconds here. So my beverage regret stories, number one, I had 4 cans of Four Loko. And somebody knocked them off of a shelf in my pantry and dented the frig out of the cans. And this was the original. Because I had heard, we talked about this on the old MJ Morning Show back when we were on the old station, back on 93. When we were there, this is when the whole Four Loko thing and the whole controversy, and the story had come out that Four Lokos being pulled from the shelves, they're reformulating, and I had 4 cans, I think different varieties. I had 4 cans of Four Loko, the original formula, and I was just going to put them away. And somebody knocked the cans. I go to the pantry, and we have hard like travertine floors, and the cans had fallen off the shelf, and they were all dented. I mean, like probably just a millisecond away from exploding and spraying crap all over the inside of the pantry. So the cans were ruined, and I had 4 original formulas untouched, with the alcohol, the caffeine, the guarana, the everything, and destroyed.
Is that really a collector's item?
Well,
Yeah, I mean, what do you?
go to eBay and look. All right. So
What do you think that's worth?
Well, guess what? My other terrible canned beverage story, and I've told this before, I had a whole 6-pack of new Coke. When they changed the formula for Coke back in the mid-1980s, I was at college, and I had a whole 6-pack in my closet, in my room, in my house in Virginia Beach. I'm up in Ithaca. I'm up at college, And my grandma, Franny, may she rest in peace. I love Grandma Franny. But she was like a cleaning tornado. She would just come through and just, if she didn't like it, if she thought it was clutter, she threw it out.
Good for her.
So in my closet, I had a 6-pack of new Coke. Remember the old 6-pack, the plastic rings that like birds got their heads stuck in?
Yeah.
So I had an old 6-pack of new Coke. Guess what? I'm at college. My grandma decides she's going to do a whirlwind EF3 tornado cleanup of my room and throws out my 6-pack of new Coke. Do you know what that would be worth today?
That thing ended up on the end of a dolphin's nose. That
Yeah.
ring.
Do you know that would be worth millions today?
Oh,
All right, maybe not.
All
but
right.
Donna's sex book is worth more than both of those combined, probably.
And I have an unopened Madonna sex book. Still in the Mylar silver packaging.
You're like the bougiest hoarder. I mean, really,
Yeah.
it
That's
sounds
true.
like a nightmare. I have cans of Four Loco, original Coke,
I'm
the
a-
unopened Madonna
If
stuff.
only we had those Kobe Bryant chocolate spreads. What was that?
Oh,
Nutellas?
the tell.
the Nutella. That's right. And remember, we had a whole bunch of those.
Kobe
Those would
was
be
their,
worth now.
was their pitch man.
Yeah, and then he got in trouble for what happened at the resort out in at Cordillera out in Edwards, Colorado, with the concierge young woman.
What happened to all that? Did you eat all that, Fester?
Yeah, I ate all of it.
There was 50
I-
bottles of
Remember,
it.
All
remember
of
Kobe
it.
Bryant was on the label of Nutella, and remember they pulled them all because of the issue that Kobe got into.
Imagine what they'd be worth now.
Oh man, that and my new Coke, my 4 Locos, I could retire. I could freaking retire.
I know a guy who has one of the original Gallagher Sledge-O-Matics.
That's worth something.
Yeah.
What is that? Is this a sledgehammer you used to bash watermelons with, right?
Yeah,
One of the originals.
One of the originals.
Oh.
Says a guy who has cans of Coke for 30 years.
I know. What are you? What? What a creep.
Roxanne, do you use any Ulta products?
You know, it's funny. I was shopping the other day and I passed an Ulta and I was like, in
Where?
my head,
Where were you shopping?
I went to International Mall
Okay.
on Saturday,
Okay.
but then I drove by an Ulta. Where would I have driven by one? Maybe on Citrus Park.
Okay.
And in my head, I'm like, I never go to Ulta. I'm not an Ulta girl. No,
What the hell is Ulta?
it's a beauty store, so it's just makeup products.
Cosmetics?
Yeah,
and-
cosmetics.
Okay.
Oh,
I do not frequent Ulta. I'm Sephora.
You like Sephora?
Sephora.
Sephora Life.
Gotcha. How about Chantecaille?
How
Nope.
about Issey Miacher?
How about Maybelline?
No,
Maybe.
not Maybelline, not MAC.
Maybelline, New York, right?
So is
Yep.
Ulta a brand or is it just a store they sell a bunch of different brands?
I believe it's both. I mean, it's obviously the big store with all the different brands, but they probably have their own Ulta line, is my guess.
Yeah,
right?
look at the picture you just brought up. They have the Rihanna line. I think I just saw.
Now, I do like Rihanna's line.
Rihanna's faves.
I
Yeah.
like Rihanna's line.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm wearing her blush right now.
I like her sparkle. Yeah, it looks good on you. That's
Really good.
matches your skin tone well.
All right. Well, the reason why I'm bringing up Ulta is a woman from Tampa drove to Pinellas and ripped off $2,700 worth of Ulta cosmetics.
Seems like a lot.
Yeah.
It
Well,
do-
it adds up quickly, believe me. I shopped at Sephora on Saturday and I was like, whoa.
How much you spend at Sephora?
Okay, my daughters, I said they could pick one thing out. They picked out these sponges.
Hold it. Your daughters are 3 and 6. What are you letting them pick out at Sephora?
Because we were in the, it was a really long line. And as we're standing in the line to keep them occupied, they've got all these tiny little makeup things that are supposed to be less expensive. I said, you can pick one thing out. And they picked out
What, so they can smear it all over the walls in your house?
They love makeup. They love makeup. So they picked out these sponges, and I'm thinking a makeup sponge costs $5.
Right.
They were $20
What?
a piece. They were just little makeup sponges.
Little cubes, the little squishy makeup
the
sponges?
squishy makeup sponge. It was pink and it was shaped like a teardrop.
$20?
But it was $20 a piece. And so I
What the
said, no,
hell?
that's
Are
not
you
happening.
kidding me?
Yeah, we found out how much they cost. I was like, sorry, mommy lied.
Put those back, and then they cried. They had a tantrum on the
No.
on the floor at Sephora.
No, then I took them
It
to
became
Claire's.
Sephora. And they're,
Sephora.
Sephora. They're on the floor.
Flora.
they're pounding their heads. So you took them to Claire's?
Yeah. Don't worry, we'll find something you like better than these
Let's get
sponges.
some barrettes at Walmart.
Yeah.
Does
That'd be
anyone
fun.
know Marquita LaShawn Williams?
I'm sure.
She went to the Ulta Beauty on Tyrone Boulevard, and removed several items from 2 counters, put them in a shopping basket. In total, the items were valued at $1,308. Wait a minute. This is why I'm doing the story. She removed several items from 2 counters at Ulta in Tyrone. And wait, you're telling me that several items were well, I guess if they got $20 little makeup sponges, a little bigger than a sugar cube at Sephora, maybe it is possible to have a couple of items that are $1,300. Man, I was just blown away when I saw this. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Super expensive stuff there.
So what did you spend at Sephora?
I bought some NARS foundation, and I'm trying to pull up my bill online to see how much it was. I didn't even want to.
Well, come on, you should know what you.
No, I did. Honestly, after I saw that the sponges were $20, I had to get what I got, so I didn't even want to know how much it was. So I did not look when
Hold on.
What do you mean you went to Sephora? You didn't look.
Okay.
What you covered your eyes? Would you stick your fingers in your ears and go la 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 when they tell you what the total is?
Yes.
MJ, I can't figure out if Roxanne's rich or not rich because one, she buys this expensive stuff, but then she doesn't want to know the price. I don't want to know. I have plenty of money to cover it, but don't tell me what it is.
Anyway, I saw the story on Channel 8's website, and according to the police, Williams left the store without paying for the goods. $1,308, a few items at Ulta. Man, that stuff really is expensive.
Come on, Marquita LaShawn.
Another affidavit from Pinellas County Sheriff's Office alleged that she committed another theft on Tuesday of last week. Altogether, she ripped off like $2,700 worth of stuff from Ulta. So $1,308 and then $1,477. So $2,700. Man, I want an inventory. I want to know what the hell's $2,700 at Ulta. That's what I want to know.
It's not one piece. It sounds like a cart full of stuff.
My God, that's a mortgage payment for crying out loud.
I just saw my bill at Sephora. It was $81, so that's not that bad.
For what?
2 things. 2 things. Yep.
Yeah, listen, cosmetics are a rip. Let's be honest. You get like a tenth of an ounce, and it's ridiculous. Cosmetics are a total rip. I think women ought to go makeup free.
I'm with you.
I told you that you look great without makeup on, but you insisted in putting all this stuff on.
Starting tomorrow, no more makeup.
I think you look fantastic without makeup. All right, 7:14 MJ Morning Show. When we get back, we start an hour and 20 minutes nonstop. Oh, you got to hear about the baggage handler racket. Yeah, airport baggage handler racket. This is a crazy story. The Shaq story is fantastic. There is so much stuff we got to get to. Fester and the zip line. You've got to hear, and then Roxanne's public display of affection story. We have so much, an hour and 20 minutes nonstop MJ Morning Show. No music, no commercials. Next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Don't move. come in and just start yakulating. Speaking of DJs, oh my God. We have another AI, artificial intelligence DJ story to tell. You got to be kidding me. This is absolutely awful.
Are real stations doing this right now?
Yeah. Well, dude, we did this back in February. Do you remember? I think we were the first in the country. Andrew, if you don't mind, get ready to dig up some of the old AI. What was that, like Radio GPT or something?
Right, but that was just like a sample. No station was airing
No,
those.
they were getting ready to, and I think a station had already put it on. There is another AI, artificial intelligence radio DJ story, and man, I'm telling you, it is awful. And there was like a big deal made about this last week. Oh, this midday woman at a radio station out in the Pacific Northwest, her voice has been cloned by artificial intelligence. Well, let me tell you what, honey, you're going to be out of a job soon. And remember I talked about the contracts? Remember what I said that the radio companies, it wouldn't surprise me if something's going to be inserted into our contracts in the near future. And I said, that's a deal breaker for me. I'm done. I'm out. So hold on, I'll explain all of that coming up in just a minute here on the MJ Morning Show. Stand by. First, though, if you're planning to travel this summer and you're planning to, put some recreational stuff in your luggage, heads up on this. Listen to this racket going on. And I've got some thoughts about this. United Airlines workers have been busted for allegedly stealing marijuana from people's luggage and then selling it. You got to be careful with this, folks, because, they run the drug-sniffing dogs a lot of times through, like, the baggage conveyor belts behind the scenes. Well, listen, we've all been at airports where they bring the dogs around to sniff luggage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen it before.
You've got the agricultural dogs where they're sniffing out like fruits and vegetables, like people trying to bring stuff in internationally. They also have the drug dogs. I've been at Tampa International several times, and they're running around with the various dogs.
Sometimes they're just waiting in the line for you to get your luggage, put it through the little conveyor belt thingy.
That's what I'm saying.
And they're so cute that you can't pet them.
Listen to this. Are you still putting on makeup? What are you doing?
What? Mind your own business. Continue reading.
Oh, in your face.
But I thought you went out to your car an hour ago to put on your makeup.
Because you guys started talking about Sephora earlier and Ulta Beauty,
Roxanne,
and it just reminded me.
You don't need any more makeup. You don't even need makeup. I'm trying
nice of you.
I'm trying to save you a fortune. You're great looking without makeup.
You're obsessed. First of all, that's an HR issue right there.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. You're
Second
great
of all,
looking.
what are you doing? You're obsessed with her makeup. Leave her alone.
I don't call anybody great looking.
Because I'm looking at Roxanne and she's got a big old makeup mirror in front of her face and she's drawn.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a, relaxing thing for me. I'm listening to your story. Go ahead.
All right, so what was I talking about?
Dog sniffing animals. Yeah.
Dog sniffing animals.
You don't even know what I'm talking about.
Every dog sniffs animals. Drug sniffing dogs,
I'm
however,
sorry.
that's a specialty.
What airline?
United.
Oh, very good. Okay.
In your face.
All right, so
Back to makeup, Rox.
All right. 2 United Airlines cargo agents at San Francisco International Airport orchestrated a years-long scheme to steal marijuana from departing passengers' luggage and raked in as much as $10,000 a week selling the stolen marijuana from people's luggage. $10,000 a week.
Wow.
My God. Joel Lamont. It's Lamont.
The big one.
Lamont, I'm having a big one. You stole my marijuana, Lamont.
The big one's making $10,000 a week.
Lamont.
Jeez, how much?
First of all, that's a lot of weed, right?
It is.
I don't understand.
Joe Lamont Dunn was described as the mastermind. Adrian Webb, his right-hand man behind the brazen ring involving other cargo agents at the airport, according to this criminal complaint out of California. This is up in San Francisco. According to the feds, an informant who had knowledge of the conspiracy to steal marijuana was working alongside Dunn and Webb as a ramp cargo agent when the alleged scheme was hatched. back in 2020. So this has been going on for like 3 years. The informant told the feds that Dunn approached them to assist with stealing marijuana from checked baggage at SFO, the San Francisco airport. The informant was paid around $2,000 in cash per shift or more if large quantities were taken that day. And you know what they were planning? If you're a passenger and you've got marijuana in your luggage and it gets ripped off,
Who are you going to call?
yeah, well, hello, 911. Yes, I had a whole bunch of marijuana just stolen from my luggage at San Francisco International Airport.
It's legal in San Francisco.
Well, so here's the thing. If you're traveling from like San Francisco to Denver, where both states have very liberal marijuana laws, is it illegal to put it in your luggage?
If you have large quantities, you can. If you have recreational, see, I think there's sort of that fine line. Wasn't there an issue between the federal, because federal law does not recognize recreational marijuana usage, maybe even medicinal. I know there's been a clash between federal law and state law in the states that allow medical marijuana as well as recreational marijuana. But the point is, if you have people that are transporting a ton of marijuana, it gets ripped off out of their bags, they're not going to complain. And they have this figured out. So it's unclear who was transporting such vast amounts of marijuana through airport security. The informant told investigators that Dunn was the leader of the operation. Webb appeared to be his right-hand man and gave directions when Dunn was not around. The two have been charged with conspiracy to distribute a controlled substance, released on bail, $75,000 and $50,000 respectively. Trial date not set. So they showed up on the feds' radar after they were robbed at gunpoint in the employee parking lot at SFO near their personal vehicles. Video surveillance footage from shortly before the robbery shows Dunn, Webb, and other employees move black trash bags out of the secure area in the airport, consistent with the marijuana theft scheme. Neither Dunn or Webb reported to the police that the marijuana was robbed from them, just like the people that was having their marijuana stolen from their luggage. They weren't reporting it to the cops either. But tips from sources last year intercepted two individuals who exited the secure area of the airport with a cart carrying two large boxes and a black plastic bag and headed to the G side of the international garage. In that case, federal investigators uncovered 30 pounds of marijuana. Now, what also we don't know here, how are they determining which luggage had marijuana in it?
I mean, you can't go through them all. You have to have a dog or something.
I doubt they had their own personal drug sniffing dog they brought to work.
I mean, you have
How
to have
else could you do it?
I mean, you have to have somebody with a really, really keen scent of smell.
But this is an amazing story. And they got busted, but their scheme was, hey, we're going to steal the passengers' marijuana on United. We're going to steal all their marijuana. And who are they going to call? They're not going to call anybody. They're not saying a word until they got ripped off. And then an informant. So what a story. How about that? Hey, speaking of airlines, I think there's a kick butt idea. I think it's fantastic. Airlines, including American, United, Delta, Southwest, they're talking about invoking a dress code to get on a plane. You think
that's a good idea?
Oh, I think it's brilliant.
Oh, well, you can't. What if you can't wear shorts?
No, shorts would be fine.
How do you know?
It's some of these ridiculous. Well, listen to this. This is from an aviation website. This is from Aviation NA2, whatever. This is an aviation website. I've seen this before. It shows up in my feed. The time has come to establish a dress code for U.S. airline passengers, and this is a serious matter. We're not talking about the minimal standards buried deep within ticket contracts that prohibit boarding with bare feet or wearing patently offensive clothing. An effective dress code, or at least a dress recommendation, is needed to set clear standards for appropriate attire during flights. Surprisingly, many passengers would actually welcome such a dress code. I would think it's great. You know, you get these like these Daisy Dukes with butt cheeks showing. You have some of those like low cut, like tube tops, and boobs are hanging out. I've seen people board with like skimpy bikini tops.
See, that's going to take away some of your IG content because don't you like to take photos of that and post it?
I've been an occasional airplane photo creeper.
I'm going to date myself, but I'm.
You gonna date yourself?
Listen to this.
What are you overdug already? You gonna date yourself?
Yeah. Okay. I'm
You
going
gonna
to
dance with yourself too, like Billy Idol?
Yes, I'm going to reveal something.
Uh-oh.
Okay. I am so old that I used to fly on planes when I was a businesswoman, an auditor for Arthur Andersen, and I would wear a business suit on the plane. And guess what? Everybody else had business suits on too. Do you remember those days?
Like Don Draper traveling.
It was like you took a Monday morning flight, and everybody was in their business suit, formal work attire.
And I'm lucky I don't wear pajamas on planes. I mean, big deal.
There is talk of having a dress code on major U.S. airlines, and I think it's great. Listen, can you still wear a T-shirt and shorts? Yeah. But some of the sloppy crap and body parts and boobs and butts hanging out, yeah, I think they should crack down on that. I think that'd be fantastic.
I'm all for it.
And a lot of passengers are in agreement.
They should have butts and boobs airlines. I'd buy that exclusively. No dress code.
That was Hooters Air.
Yeah, wear what you want.
Is Hooters Air still in business?
No, I don't think so.
So heads up. American, United, Delta, Southwest, talking about a dress code. And Spirit is not. That's just a free-for-all. Yes, Rox, you went.
Did I tell you about, I can't remember if I told you this in person or on air, but did I tell you about my friend who's a flight attendant and said that they have to turn people away if they've had BBLs? Because not all of them, but sometimes these girls are getting on the plane after they've had their surgery.
Oh, the Brazilian butt lift.
And they're
that's a BBL, a
Yes.
Brazilian butt lift.
Yes, and they're so like pilled up because they're taking their pain medications and they're wobbly and
they're all drugged up. They're
Right,
all lit
and they have to
on
turn
oxys
away.
or something.
Yeah.
So your friend, a flight attendant, what airline does she work for?
Well, she does work for American.
American. And they've had to turn
And they're in and out of
passengers
Miami.
away.
Yes.
They had to turn passengers away because are they coming from like South America
No.
or in Miami?
South Florida.
Oh,
yes.
so they're getting the BBLs done, the Brazilian butt lifts done domestically in
Right.
South Florida, and they try to get on the plane all pilled up on pain medication
Exactly.
after they got their big butt job going on.
Mhm.
Wow.
But are they wearing covering clothing?
Well, that's another part of it. Sometimes they've gotten it done so large, or they're like, I don't know what kind of padding you have to put on after you've had it done, but it's even hard to get that, comfortably in the seat.
Folks, you're in the middle of an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ Morning Show. We have content for an hour and 20 minutes solid. Don't forget, 9 o'clock hour, we also do the 9:10 must-hear story of the day. So that's going to be 9:10 this morning. And also in the 9 o'clock hour, we've got tickets to see Boy George with Culture Club and Howard Jones and Berlin. So everyone knows Culture Club, Howard Jones, great songs from Howard Jones. Berlin did, Take My Breath Away from Top Gun and No More Words. So you got a three-way here. And I got free tickets coming up in the 9 o'clock hour here on the MJ Morning Show. Hey, one other airline-related story, and this, again, is just a new item regarding airport tipping at the kiosks. We talked about this, a couple of months back, that passengers at some airports are infuriated because a lot of airports have the self-checkout now. You grab a sandwich, you grab a bag of chips, you grab a bottle of water, and you use the checkout kiosk. And, mostly it's the honor system. Sometimes they have like a person that's kind of like viewing and monitoring all of the kiosks. But here's another story. A woman was at the Cibo Express Gourmet Market at Newark Liberty Airport, and she bought a chicken Caesar wrap and is it Vita or Vita cocoa water? How do you pronounce that?
We'll go with Vita.
Vita?
Or Vita.
It's the whatever.
The coconut water.
It's the coconut water. She buys a sandwich and a drink, and the screen pops up for a tip. She's self-checkout with our chicken wrap and a drink, and up pops 15, 18, or 20% tip suggestion. And again, she posted this, the passenger posted this to Reddit. And of course, the subreddit, they go nuts. And we've talked about this before. This is out of control. Who the hell are you tipping? Where's that money going to? Folks, don't get tip suckered. Don't get tip bullied. And it's happening all over the place. If you're at a restaurant and you get great service, you tip well. If you're taking out, it's not the pandemic anymore. I'm sorry. If I'm just popping in to grab something and I'm taking it out, I'm not tipping. I will not be tip bullied, and I hate it. You know, they flip that screen around and no tip.
I encountered a lot of those flip screens this weekend, you know, at like food courts and stuff like that with my kids. And I just thought to myself, like, you want me to tip you? You haven't made eye contact with me. You haven't smiled at me. You haven't said thank you or you're welcome. Like, no, you want to tip.
Folks, say no to the tip bullying. And it's tip creep is what it's called. And it's being injected. And before you know it, everyone's going to think, oh, I got a tip. No, you know the scenarios where you tip. If you get a great taxi driver, an Uber, a Lyft driver, and they do a good job for you, you tip. You go to a restaurant, you sit down, you're served, service is great, everything's fantastic, they're hospitable, then you tip. I generally tip 20% on tax.
Yeah.
And if it's really good, sometimes even more. Hey, we were at Massimo's. We and a bunch of friends, we went to Massimo's up in Palm Harbor. Great meal. Massimo's eclectic Italian. It's right behind the Outback up on US 19 in Palm Harbor. Massimo's is back in the shopping center. They've been there for years. I'm a big Massimo's fan. And, our server was B. Bertrand, we call him B. And, we tip above 20% on tax because the service is just fantastic. Food's great. Service is great. Everything's great. But, that's a scenario where you tip well. But you pop in, you get a takeout sandwich, and they expect you to tip. I'm sorry. At an airport kiosk, you grab your own sandwich and a coconut water, and then at checkout, they're asking you to tip 15, 18, or 20%. To whom?
Yeah, no thanks.
I'm going to smash you. I'll give you a tip right now. I'll give you the tip of an ice pick. I'm going to smash your screen in. What I'm going to do?
Coming from someone who's been attacked by an ice pick, that's not really funny.
Plus, I was attacked.
I know,
by
that's
right.
what we're
That's
saying.
what I'm saying.
Oh, you're talking about me? I was stabbed with an ice pick.
I know. That's why it's weird that you're using it as a threat.
Amico Station, Laskin Road, Virginia Beach, 1989. Sarah, true story.
I know. I remember that story. It's terrifying.
But, this is, by the way, I've got to get rid of that ice pick before I go through security. Oh, am I already through security?
Nope.
I think I'm already through. How did I get the ice pick through security that I'm smashing the screen with?
You fashioned it.
I put it out of a coat hanger. But how does this happen? Again, we have to take a stand and stop this insane tip creep of everyone expecting a tip. Again, it started really during COVID, where I understood. When everything was shut down, people were showing up to work. Then I could understand that in the midst of COVID and in the beginning, and everyone was not sure what the hell was going on, and people that were working and doing some essential things, I can understand the tipping there. But I'm sorry, it shouldn't be sticky. I go pick up an order somewhere, and I'm doing all the work. I'm taking out. I'm sorry, you didn't serve me. I'm grabbing a bag to go. I don't think there should be a tip involved here.
If you like to tip the MJ Morning Show, by the way, we should come up with like a Patreon page, by the way. I was thinking about that over the week.
A tip jar?
Yeah. How great would that be? Just go to mjmorningshow.com.
Oh, so as I'm railing against tipping, you want listeners to tip us?
I mean, here we are spending all this energy against it, and we should just kind of embrace it a little bit.
Patreon, you have to give extra stuff, though. Like, you're going to do behind the scenes of the show for this amount of money.
Hey, speaking of restaurants, I have something that's restaurant related.
Okay, MJ, I'm sorry. I have to just tell you something real quick. It's important.
Oh, my God.
Hang on a minute. Roxanne is breaking in. Yes.
I do.
It's like an emergency breakthrough. Remember back in the day before call waiting and the line was busy? Operator, I need to do an emergency breakthrough.
I remember that. Did you guys ever do that?
Yeah.
I did that to people all the
I
time.
did it all the time.
Me too.
Did it to friends. Yeah.
So this is important because it's our airline-related story, and people are in an uproar about this. Just real quick, passenger fury as American Airlines introduces $75 fee on economy flights for checking bags because it used to be free to check one bag. That just changed, and people are mad.
No. American always charged you like $25 or $35 for the first bag.
Economy. Nope, it's a new thing. American Airlines will not be charging passengers to check.
No. American was charging you to check your. You did the only airline that gives you bags free are Southwest. That's the only one where bags fly free.
Have they raised their price?
Maybe they raised the price, but American was not giving you a free check bag. You pay for the bag unless you've got the credit card. Then something, like I think I get free bags with my JetBlue credit card. I also have an American Airlines credit card, and that's it. And my American Express. That's it. So. Something's
They've
wrong.
already been doing it?
Oh, yeah. American's been charging for bags for a long time. All the major, only Southwest doesn't charge for bags.
Okay.
So it must be some, for select flyers. Yeah. So the airline is doing away with free check bag on all basic economy international flights. Oh, that's the difference. On international flights, effective immediately. So,
okay.
So that's what the delineation is. So domestically, American's been charging for the first bag and even more for the second bag. But I guess this is on economy international flights, you got a free bag maybe, and now they're going to start charging you to check your international bag is what it is.
Well, all the international travelers are mad.
I am very upset at American Airlines.
No more American Airlines for
Thinking
me.
Americans.
All right, can I move? Can I be released now? Can I move on now?
Oui. Continue.
You know what I haven't tried yet? We haven't tried to use the gift certificates I have.
I've been telling you we need to do that.
That's how you ended up with these gift certificates for so long, because you haven't used them.
Now, hang on. I saw an item that prompted my memory, and I have them right here. They're in the drawer that I keep in the studio with all my MJ Morning Show crap. And I saw an item that a Kansas City motel in Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, not the Kansas side, but the Missouri side, a hotel there has agreed to honor a 40-year-old gift certificate found by a local couple in their wedding album. Tim and Melinda O'Brien said they spent their wedding night in 1983 at the old Mulebach Hotel. They're preparing for their 40th wedding anniversary on June 25th. Oh, that's the day before Michelle and my wedding anniversary.
How beautiful.
Yes, our 29th wedding anniversary. Happy anniversary, Michelle. I love you. Ugh. What do you mean, ugh?
Yeah.
What are you doing over there?
You guys are so weird.
It's weird.
So our wedding anniversary is coming up on the 26th. This couple's is the 25th. And they're going through their old wedding album, and there was a gift certificate
For the Mulebach.
The Mulebach Hotel. It opened in 1915. The hotel said they'll honor the 40-year-old gift certificate, which states the bearer can use it any year on the month of their wedding anniversary to stay at the same price as their wedding night, $38. So they can stay on their wedding anniversary, $38. And the hotel manager, Dustin Holcombrink, said, "Yep, we'll take it." But this brings up the question, and I'm going to hold these up to MJTV. We've talked about this previously. I haven't used them yet. Will Maggiano's at West Shore Plaza, will they take the three $25 gift certificates I have that they gave me when they first opened up in the early 2000s?
We got to roll the dice and find out.
When do you want to go?
These have a copyright date of 1999, Maggiano's Little Italy. There's no expiration date. There's no manager signature. It's their serial number to 347-479, 347-474, 347-483. Be our guest. Value to $25.
And they're what, 20 years old?
These are from the early, when Maggiano's first opened at West Shore Plaza. They stopped by with food and they gave me these, and they got tucked away, and I found them like a year ago, whatever it was. year and a half ago. And they're still here in the studio in my file cabinet. We have $75 to Maggiano's Little Italy. Will they take these old gift certificates? I mean, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go with no wallet, no money. That's what I'm going to do.
Nothing.
I'm going to go with no wallet, no money, maybe some tip money.
Couple bucks.
Yeah.
10, 15 bucks for a tip.
For a tip. And then I'm going to order $75 worth of stuff and then put these on the table.
When do you want to go? We got to stop talking about it. We got to go.
I got to test this.
Let's go. Let's go Thursday night.
I
Thursday
can't.
night?
No, I'm doing anniversary dinner because Julian and I are leaving Friday to go
that's
scuba
why
diving in Little Cayman. So we're doing because we're going to be away during the anniversary. So the whole family's going out for our wedding anniversary on Thursday night.
Let's go to Maggiano's and keep it under $75.
All right, we got to do this. All right, when we get back from vacation.
All right.
We got to test out the Maggiano's thing to see if they're good.
I can eat $75 at Maggiano's all by myself.
I know. Oh, we got to talk. Speaking of that, we got to talk about your zip line story in just a moment. We've got the Shaquille O'Neal story. Man, I'm looking at my pile here. Oh, the Price is Right injury. Did you hear about this?
No.
There was a Price is Right injury. And in a moment, we're going to have you come on down, and we'll tell you all about it. Man, I hate I have so much stuff to get to today. I'm not going to get to it all. But first, though, the item that I teased over the weekend was crazy dreams. We've all had crazy dreams, but I think this takes the cake.
Yeah.
A dude shot himself with his gun during a dream.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
Unless this is some kind of BS cover story. This is a guy in suburban Illinois with a revoked firearms card. You know, in Illinois, you have to have a FOID card, F-O-I-D. It's a firearms owner ID card. And this dude was arrested after he claims he accidentally shot himself while dreaming. Deputies said they responded to a report of a Lake Barrington, Illinois guy with a gunshot wound around 9:50 p.m. When deputies arrived at the home, they found 62-year-old Mark DeCara with a gunshot wound to his leg. Deputies applied a tourniquet. He was losing a lot of blood. Further investigation revealed that he claims he had a dream that someone was breaking into his home. In his dream, he retrieved his .357 Magnum revolver and shot at who he believed was the intruder, but he shot himself in the leg while dreaming. Now, I've heard of weird crap during sleep. Listen, we remember Joey B., one of our old producers on the MJ Morning Show.
Yeah.
He was on Ambien.
Yeah,
And
his stuff was Ambien induced. I remember you saying.
He once drove in the middle of the night, like 50 miles from his house. He would cook meals.
Whole meals.
He made like a 20-layer lasagna in the middle of the night. And he wakes up and he's got like lasagna in his bed.
He's lucky the house wasn't on
Like
fire.
the Godfather.
He'd come in, he'd bring in Tupperwares of like chicken parm. I was like, when did you make this? Go last night when I woke up at 2 a.m., but I was still asleep.
Yeah, he would make deli sandwiches and there'd be like mustard all over his sheets.
All right.
So this dude shot himself because he was dreaming there was an intruder. Anyway, this dude's in trouble because he wasn't supposed to have a firearm. His card was revoked in Illinois. But you know what I was thinking? I was thinking that maybe we ought to grab a couple of phone calls on this. I was thinking we go to phones and just ask folks. I guess we're not. I'm guessing we're not going to get phone calls of people that shot themselves.
Unless you got shot in the leg.
But I'll tell you what. Hey, Andrew, I'm not going to do a whole 10, 15-minute segment here because I don't have time. But I'd love to grab a couple of phone calls, just a few. Weirdest thing you ever did in a dream. Have you done something bizarre in a dream? 800-990-1047. That's how you get it. So this dude thought he was getting burglarized. This dude is dreaming that someone broke into his house. He grabs his .357 Magnum in his dream, but actually grabbed the gun and shot himself thinking he was shooting at the intruder. So what is the weirdest thing that you've ever done in a dream? I'm only going to grab a couple of calls here. So make it good. 800-990-1047 is how you get in. 800-990-1047. Yes, Rox.
Normally, people don't do this because during REM sleep, which is when you dream, our bodies are normally paralyzed. It's known as atonia. So we're in a state of atonia when we're dreaming and we can't move. So it doesn't normally happen unless someone has a sleep disorder. Like Doug is a sleepwalker because he has a sleep disorder.
So he's not dreaming when he's sleepwalking?
Was he
No,
walking
he
with
is
his
dreaming.
arms out going, oh,
A mummy?
like a Scooby-Doo episode? Let me say hi to John. John's in Clearwater. Hi, John.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
I've called a couple of times, and when I first got put on narcotic pain pills from a doctor.
Sounds like your phone's on narcotic pain pills right now. You're all like muffled. Are you?
Okay, I'm pulling over right now.
No, I don't know if it's. Yeah, is that your hands free? That's all muffled.
I don't know. It's a Samsung.
Are you on hands free?
No, sir.
Okay, all right. So go
Just
ahead.
take the wool sock off your phone.
All right. So tell me the story.
Okay, so I woke up one morning, and I was standing in front of my silverware drawer pouring milk into it. And I talked to my doctor about it. He says it's a pretty common thing for people who first start on them pills to have sleepwalking incidents.
And you're pouring a gallon of milk into your silverware drawer?
Yeah. And
Sounds like you got some of the milk into the talk hole on your phone. Hey, John, thanks for the call. Thanks for listening, man. I appreciate it. David's in Zephyr Hills. David, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, MJ, how you doing, buddy?
Doing well. Thanks for calling. What's up?
So it's not about me, but my brother used to go in the kitchen in his sleep and open the refrigerator, and he'd pull the bottom crispers open like they were toilets and pee in them.
Oh,
wow.
the crisper drawer where you put the produce.
Oh.
Yeah, he did it so much that my mom just quit putting stuff in there. Like, I'm not going to clean that up anymore.
More like the pisper.
Yeah.
The whirlpool became the whirl-pee. He's peeing in the whirlpool. Thanks, man.
What's up with mom? I just leave it.
All right, two more calls. Hey, Andrew, just two more here, and I got to move on. I got so much. The Shaq, the AI deal. Dawn is in St. Pete. Dawn, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi.
What's your story, Dawn?
When I was about 12 years old, there was a Holocaust movie that was on TV, and I remember watching it, and I had a dream that night about that I needed to hide from the Nazis. So I got up in my sleep, opened the door out to the garage from the house, opened my mom's back seat of her car, threw in my sheet and my comforter, and went back to bed. And in the morning when we got up, my mom was like, "Oh, my God, somebody was in the house. They were in the car." And I was like, "Oh, no, it was me."
I think I remember that. It was Schindler's List, right?
No, it was way before that. I'm dating myself now. But
Or like in Inglourious Bastards, which is, we watched that. Did I mention that? We watched
you
it. We watched Inglourious Bastards with the kids, not this weekend, but last weekend. And that is such a tremendous movie. And the opening scene is just, it's heartbreaking.
Oh,
and
the opening scene's
where the
unbelievable.
family's being hidden underneath the floorboards in the farmhouse. That's crazy. Hey, Dawn, thanks for the call. Let me grab two more. Andrew says I got to take two more. Lewis is in Clearwater. Am I grabbing Lewis? Okay, so hold on. Are we going to go to Lewis or no? Let me grab Heather in Tampa. Heather, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing well. All right, what's your story about dreaming and doing something weird?
Well, it wasn't my dream. It was my husband's dream. Only I happened to be the person that got the end result of it.
Oh, man, you were victimized by your husband's dream. And what happened?
He was having a dream about being in a fight, and I woke up in a headlock while he was biting my head.
Oh, wow.
Gee, that's hot.
My God. All right, I'm not going to the other call. You can't top this. All right, so you're in a headlock and he's biting your head?
Yes. And I woke up, I'm like screaming, "Mike, what's going on? What's going on?" And he woke himself up and he was like, "I'm so sorry." But yeah, that was a really interesting dream.
Oh, that's crazy. All right, thanks, Heather. That's a good one to end on. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. 8 o'clock at the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Don't forget, we're an hour away from 9 o'clock. And in the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to give away Boy George and Culture Club with special guests Howard Jones and Berlin tickets July 15th at the Amphitheater. So stand by. We'll give away those tickets in the 9 o'clock hour. And also, we have the must-hear 9:10 story of the day coming up here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. All right, I want to do Fester's zipline story. Then we got to talk about the AI DJ, the next phase of this. We've already dealt with, I think we were the first morning show in America to rip apart that AI,
The bot.
DJ GPT, whatever the hell, that radio GPT. We played a bunch of cuts from a radio station that was running, and it was all AI DJs, and it's awful. There's like no personality. And now there was a big story that hit last week. Oh, you got to hear this new midday woman named Ashley, and it's based on the real woman. They took her voice, they cloned it, and now they're making a big deal how the AI DJ gave away Taylor Swift tickets. You've got to hear this, folks. Hang on, get to that in a minute. First, though, Fester, you're lucky.
Yeah, I think so.
You got to hear this. So Fester goes on vacation with the family, and the mother-in-law, they go to a dude ranch out in near Colorado Springs, out in Buena Vista, Colorado, right?
We did a whole bunch of things that I got to tell you I've never done before. I haven't spent a lot of time out west. A lot of horse riding.
Hey, dude.
Yeah, right? River riding.
Fester rode a zip line. How did this mistake get made?
They had this whole rope course.
Guys,
not
you
too far.
are lucky.
Yeah, I know.
All right, tell the story. Don't take forever, but just tell the story here.
You sure you don't want me to take forever? Because I have
Take
the long
forever.
Tell
version.
the story.
So they have this rope course. And I've never done a rope course. Have you ever done a rope course, Froggy?
No.
Where you climb like wires and crap?
No.
Have you ever done one, MJ?
We have. The whole family's done a rope course.
Too much activity.
Last one we did was up near Mont Tremblant up in Quebec.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
a couple of years back.
You've had a theme in your life lately, courses, because you did the police obstacle course, now this ropes course.
I took an online course. So I take this rope course, and there's these steel cables, and they have the harness, and they have the safety thing.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, "Oh, you're going to be fine. Nothing's
You
going to
zip across.
Right.
You've got to harness you got to use the hook and then to hook yourself in before you climb up.
But you had to climb up to the
Right.
platform. So there's like 3 or 4 obstacles before you got to the zip line, which is how you get down. But you don't see any of the other attendants until you get to the zip line area. And I land on the platform. I'm kind of exhausted. I'm holding up a lot of weight and some very small wires, but I did it. And I'm kind of breathing a little heavy, and the lady's like, "Hey, you made it great. Only thing left is the zip line." I'm like, "All right, let's do it." And she's like, "Have you ever done a zip line before?" And I go, "No. I usually exceed the weight limit." Now, leading up to the zip line, the only question I had for my wife what's the weight limit of this course?
I don't think I've ever seen somebody that big as you on one of those.
Yes, all these things are making
I've
sense.
never seen a guy Fester, or anyone, man or woman. I've never seen anyone Fester's size on a zip line or a rope course.
Ever.
My big ass is up there, and I'm doing it. And I get to the zip line, and she's like, "What do you mean you usually exceed the weight limit?" I was like, "Well, usually the weight limit's..." And she goes, "Well, ours is 250. And I was like,
wow.
250. Hold on a second.
Does she have eyeballs?
No.
My wife told me it was 350.
So Fester's wife, Allison told you the weight limit. Where did she get 350?
She must have pulled it out of her ass or something. I have no idea where she got it
But
from.
Does she have a big life insurance policy on you?
Enormous.
But wait a minute. The weight limit is 250, right?
250.
Weight limit's 250, and Allison told you you're 100 pounds. What do you weigh now?
I'm a lean 322. And I'm like, whoa.
Dude, that's still 72 pounds
Yes.
over the weight limit.
Or like 18 pounds under the other one. At 350, I'm thinking I have plenty of leeway.
72 pounds.
I know.
That's a sixth grader.
I'm lucky. So the lady's like, "Well, you made it this time. Ours is 250. I'm like, 250, hold on. I'm like
Dude,
322.
did they have to examine? Did they have to shut it down and make sure you didn't damage it?
This poor woman could have cried. She's like, oh my God. She's like she's looking at a dead man. She's like, there's no way down from here except the zip line. she's like, there's no way down. We can't get you down from
You
here.
had to take the zip line.
Or nothing.
And was that thing going to snap and go,
What, zip line, or you had to live up there for the rest of your life? Is that what you're telling me?
You know,
Hey,
there was like a rock wall I could have climbed down and died on that.
Hey, Andrew, could you go to YouTube quickly and see if you can find a sound effect for cable snaps? You know, like that.
Did they make you take all your clothes off so you could just remove some of the weight?
I'm in the harness. My New Balances were the least of my problems.
My God. You are lucky you didn't, pull, the eye hooks out of the trees or something.
It was
weird.
Yeah.
It's weird they didn't have last time I went to Adventure Island, they had on the slide, they had a weigh scale there, and they weighed everybody to make sure you weren't heavy enough to go over the thing during a turn.
Yeah,
They should have a scale up there.
So what was that conversation like? Was Allison up there on the platform with you, or you went separately?
I'm up there by myself. Allison already went with the kids. I was right behind them, and I'm standing up there by myself. The attendant there is the one who makes sure you're hooked up right. And this poor woman, she was about to cry. She's like, "Oh my God, there's no way down for you." And I'm like, "Well, we got it. Let's go."
I'll tell you, I'm going through my pictures right now. I'm back in my camera roll. I got to see if I can find. Oh, I found. Oh man, August of 2014. I found the whole family on the zip line. You know what? I'm going to post these.
Okay.
I'm going to do an. I've got a couple of IG things to talk about anyway later on. But I found Michelle. Hang on here. Oh,
Throwback Monday.
Oh man, look at Michelle. Michelle's dangling.
Yeah, send those pics.
Yeah, I got Michelle dangling. Look at her butt.
All right,
yeah.
dude. I mean,
right, so I'm gonna post these a little later on my Instagram at Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. Give me a second. So what was the conversation like with Allison after you got down?
Well, by that point, it wasn't worth being huffy puffy about it because I didn't die. You know, I'm like, Allison, did you know that you got the weight limit wrong by 100 pounds? And she's like, well, you made it. I mean, what would Michelle say? You lived. You didn't die. But I did it.
And then you also went, Class 3 whitewater rafting on the Arkansas River?
About 15 miles on the Arkansas River.
You didn't pop the raft?
Amazingly, I did not pop the raft.
Anyone almost fly out? You got to put your foot in
the tuck.
In the tuck little thing. You got to hold your feet in there and everything.
Left foot in the tuck and the right foot wrapped around. I got the front left corner. My cousin got the front right corner. We put the two little girls in the middle, and we did it, man.
Anyone almost fly out?
But you know what? I held the boat down pretty well in those rapids. But I caught a bunch of facefuls of ice cold water.
Yeah. Hey, Andrew, you find a cable snap sound effect yet or no?
Not that you recognize that as a cable sound effect.
Man, I need the cable snapping from Fester exceeding the zip line weight limit. That's what I need.
It's a poing.
Fester, what was up with the French toast stuff? I saw a guy throwing French toast at everybody, and it looks like the biggest waste of food I've ever seen.
So I thought the same thing until they told me about it. We had a early morning trail ride. We had to meet out at 5:30 in the morning.
Oh,
the sun's already up out there in the mountains at 5:30. And we rode horses in like 2 or 3 miles. And then when we got there, they had a breakfast wagon. And they had French toast. And the guy said, I'm the French toast flyer. And he threw French toast pieces at the kids. And the kids had to hold out their plate. And he missed, the kids can't catch French toast.
So the French toast ends up on the ground half the time?
You should see the video. There's 50 pieces on the floor.
What happened was, and I'm looking at the guy, and it was really, really good French toast. And I'm like, you're wasting a lot of French toast here. And he says, we pick it all up, and they have an animal farm, and they feed it to the pigs.
What a waste.
I know. It was great. It was a great trip.
You want to hear a waste? I got a waste for you right here. So now there's the next phase of this radio AI, and this is awful. And they're making a big deal out of it. I'm sorry, but Alpha Media, is that the name of the company? Alpha Media.
I've heard of them before.
So if they took a normal DJ's voice and just copied it, then it's that DJ.
Right. Now, I had a conversation on this show about this very aspect, and I said, I've got a prediction. This is coming shortly, and I am not going to sign a contract that has a provision like this. I'm telling you right now, attention, warning to all radio personalities. This is an MJ Morning Show warning. We are getting close to talent contracts where they stipulate that they have the right to take your voice and then clone it with AI and own it in perpetuity. So what can they do, essentially? I'm telling you, radio companies are going to have contractually have DJs bound where they can take your voice, clone it, and then fire you, and then continue to use your voice in perpetuity. I'm telling you, we're getting close to that.
And write whatever they want you to say.
And I'll never sign a contract like that. That's when I'm done. So this company, Alpha Media, they hooked up with this Futuri Media and Radio GPT. And we played some clips back at the end of February where they have a whole radio station running with all fake AI, artificial intelligence DJs, and it just sounds awful. There's no personality, there's no inflection, there's no emotion. So let me tell you what the latest story is. A radio station out in Portland, Oregon called Live 95.5.
Is anything but live.
Yeah,
for real. What a horrible name.
Live 95.5. It's KBFF. Oh, it's your best friend forever radio station. Oh, it's KBFF. So they're owned by Alpha Media. They do contemporary hit radio, CHR as it's called, and they have a midday DJ named Ashley Elzinga. And Ashley's voice has been cloned now. And she's all on board. She's like doing these little videos. Hey, my voice is being cloned, and I'm the first one. And they have the AI DJ giving away Taylor Swift concert tickets. Let me tell you right now that this is a little deceptive because the AI DJ is not answering the phone. Somebody put this together. So I think they selected the line and they played the AI DJ down the line, got the listen responses, and then they had to edit it all together.
So this more work than a live DJ.
So this is like deceptive, but I want you to hear. That's not what I'm really honing in on here. I want you to listen to how emotionless this AI version of this midday DJ at Live 95.5 in Portland, Oregon is. This Ashley Elzinga. Now it's AI Ashley. Do listeners really want an AI, a fake computer DJ, or do they want to know it's a real person that they can connect with? All right, here's the audio bite. They're giving away Taylor Swift tickets. Listen to this.
It's AI Ashley calling our first Taylor Swift winner.
Hello?
Hey there.
Who's this?
It's AI Ashley from Live 95.5. What's your name?
This is Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. Where are you from?
Salem, Oregon.
Do you have any idea why I might be calling you today?
The only thing I can think of is Taylor Swift.
Did you text in to win the tickets?
Yes.
It looks like you got every keyword on Friday.
I tried really hard.
Well, that's why I'm calling today.
Stop it.
Lisa, you won.
Stop it. Oh my God. No way.
Yes way. You're going to see
Yes way. How awful does that sound? It sounds like a robot. There's no emotion. There's no exactly.
They're trying to condition us to hear that voice and have it be. They're trying to teach us to get used to that. That's what's happening.
It is like a sterile recording sound. It is awful. It's absolutely dismal.
Can I ask a question?
There's no emotion. There are no highs or lows. There's no peaks and troughs. It is like, hello, you are a winner. Did you hear? Yes way. It's awful. Just absolutely horrendous.
Taylor Swift.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
And not only that, we're going to send you some merch from the Taylor Swift and Fearless era to wear to the show.
Stop it. I'm so excited.
Do you know who your plus one is going to be?
Listen, do you know who your plus... it's just so phony sounding.
Who your plus one is.
They're putting this crap on the air? They're touting this? They're proud of this? Hey, Alpha Media, it sounds like ass.
I don't know. Somewhere there's a program director really proud of himself right now.
That sounds like ass. It sounds awful.
If I was a caller, I'd be like, hey, Ashley, where are you from?
Cannot compute.
Can't register. Can't register. Hey, Ashley, thanks. You sound great.
It's going to start short-circuiting.
Hey, Ashley. So are they doing this to save money and not... It looks like they pay DJs any money anyway.
Right,
So-
exactly.
It's like the worst paid industry.
Ashley is like doing social media. Oh, my goodness. I'm doing my AI voice, and it's cloning me. Hey, Ashley, you're going to be on a soup line soon, okay?
Yeah, what are you proud of?
Listening
Why
to
is she so
Robot You on the radio.
Yeah.
while
So,
you're
Ashley,
unemployed.
you're participating in your obsolescence? What is the matter with you? Dumbass Ashley, not AI Ashley.
Yeah, dumbass Ashley, what did you do at work today? Nothing. They're going to get rid of you.
So what's the difference between that and like Ryan Seacrest being on like 500 stations?
Well, you know what? Ryan Seacrest has sounded like he was AI for the last 20 years,
That's what
actually.
I'm saying. I mean, what's...
He is AI, maybe, right?
I am AI Ryan.
Granddaughter. Is she a big Swiftie?
I mean, listen,
Is she a big
I mean,
Swiftie?
it's just so phony sounding.
Huge.
Oh, God. I mean, just absolutely. The inflection is so bad. And they're touting it. They're so proud of this. You know, it's a gimmick. I don't know if they're just trying to get attention, whether they're trying to jack up their ratings. But who wants to listen to a phony, knowing that it's phony, knowing it's not a real person? I would hope that listeners would reject that garbage. It is awful. This show, what we do, this can't be done via AI. You want to hear? Guess what? Let me go back quickly. Let me just take a minute here. Let me go back to February, and we played some bites of the Radio GPT AI DJs doing a morning show. Remember we played these back at the end of February? I mean, this is absolute garbage. Listen to some of the AI morning show cuts.
Every voice you hear on Radio GPT is 100% AI.
Here's what's trending on social media in Springfield, discovered and delivered in real time
on Radio GPT.
If you fake being sick to get out of work, let us introduce you to your leader. Amanda Briggs has been fired from Springfield University for allegedly faking a pregnancy to get 7 weeks of paid time off. Co-workers say there was something odd about her baby bump. She was accused of fraud after sharing pictures of different babies to try and prove her story and now faces up to 25 years in prison, which could make anyone's water break.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine if we sounded like that?
I got the joke.
God, it sounded like a fart right after her joke. What was that?
It's a little Radio GPT little jingle thing.
Everyone in Springfield seems to have an opinion about the proposed new state law that would make it illegal for dogs to stick their heads out of car windows. The idea is to keep dogs safer, but many pet owners say the law would take away one of their dog's greatest joys.
What's next? Will they make it illegal to fly your airplane hand out the car window?
Oh, my God. Can you imagine
That's good
if
stuff.
we sounded like that? I would kill myself.
She's pretty talented, that robot.
Oh, my. That is
And
awful.
we are all talking about her. I think Ashley did a deal with the devil. She's probably getting paid. She's going to push this out, lose her job supposedly, but then she'll go into like some robot witness protection program or something.
I'm AI Ashley.
I hope, Ashley, you're happy with what you're doing. I'm appalled.
Good job, sellout Ashley.
It is. It's sellout, Ashley, is what it is.
If you want to hear the automated Roxanne middays, though, that would be awesome. After the show.
Less work for me.
Oh, man. All right, so we got the Price is Right injury. We got the Shaquille O'Neal story. Yeah, let me do Shaq first. Are you following the multi-layers of Shaq at Home Depot and the woman too good-looking to work at Home Depot in Houston? Anyone following this stuff?
Wait, I know Shaq did a very good deed at Home Depot.
Well, that's part of the whole story.
Yeah.
Do you know how it all started out?
No, sir.
All right. The whole story started because a young woman known as the Home Depot girl, her name is Ariana Kosi, and she's a Houston, Texas college student who works at Home Depot. And she posted on social media that a lot of customers tell her she's too pretty to be working at Home Depot.
Okay.
So she posts the story. And somehow Shaquille O'Neal, gets a hold of the story, sees it, finds her social media, and starts leaving messages for this Ariana Kosey on her social media. So Shaq then slides into her DMs.
Yo.
Hey,
So
this is Shaq.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna get into your DMs.
No, you're gonna slide in. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna slide into your DMs.
That's the terminology. You gotta say slide into the DMs.
I make my own terminology.
So Shaq responds to the Home Depot hottie, and she writes, when Shaq texts you, I'm going to read this verbatim. When Shaq texts you, know you're doing something right.
She is good looking.
Then Shaq wrote, don't let them people bother you. Then she writes back, thank you, Shaq. Then Shaq writes, don't read the comments stuff like that will drive you crazy. Have a great day. Tell all your boyfriends I said hello, LOL. So that's Shaquille responding back to her. And then she responds, ha, I'll thank you. So Shaq goes to Home Depot in Texas. So Shaq goes to the Home Depot looking for this young woman.
Just walks in the store?
Yeah. Shaq is trying to find this Ariana Kosey. And then Shaq, I guess, brought a little video crew with him.
Is Shaq the worst stalker ever? I mean, isn't he like really obvious?
So listen to this. Shaq records a rap video at the Home Depot.
All right, Shaq, what are you doing?
So hang on. Here's the Shaq rap video, but then it morphs into the washer and dryer. You got to hear this. This is like a multi-layer. It's like the Shaq story that won't end. So this is Shaq at the Home Depot in Houston shooting a video, and he even got an orange smock. He puts the orange smock on.
Does it have Shaq written on it in marker?
He's carrying trash cans. He's carrying products at Home Depot while he's singing this rap video.
Should write a book about every step on my way up the ladder. I came out the mud, it was an ugly chapter. I don't even show up at your fancy parties. If you see me hanging out, it's off the Raptors. Only baller to go platinum. If you count my points and rebounds, quadruple platinum. Got 2 retired jerseys in 2 different cities. I'm still waiting on that call from the Orlando Magic. Look, I feel overly blessed. Put 7 on the check. I cannot be quoted for less. Taking trips day to day. I get global respect. When I'm not with Kenny Smith, I'm still close to a jet. Can't believe my little brother Kobe gone. Thank you for the 3-peat. If I talked about that pain, you wouldn't believe me. Might go by the LA Sparks and change the name to the GGs. Get Chuck the coach.
So he's rapping in the orange smock at Home Depot. He's got the apron on, and he's rapping while he's walking through the aisles of Home Depot. Now, do you think this is organic, or did Home Depot pay Shaq to do this kind of alleged spontaneous?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Are my fixtures in that video? I don't remember ever getting a notice for my fixtures to appear in this video. If there's pallet rack in that video, I want to know.
You get a piece of that.
And why? The song's not even about Home Depot. What's the point?
I go to Home Depot to buy a door. You know, I mean.
And what?
Nothing.
What do you rhyme with door?
Nothing. Basketball floor.
But wait a minute. Then the last part of the story is while Shaq's in the Home Depot, he walks up to these 2 ladies that are looking at a washer and dryer, and Shaq says, I'm going to buy it for you.
All right, so I've heard stories over the years of Shaq's spontaneous generosity.
Right.
I heard a story once he was at Best Buy in Atlanta, and somebody walked up to him and said, "Hey, Shaq, I'm a big fan. Well, what are you doing at Best Buy? I'm buying a computer for my kid's school. Which one do you want?" And he bought the computer for him. You know, so Shaq's always done this spontaneous, generous stuff.
Shaq, we're hungry also. What can you do for us?
I'll get you a bunch of Shaq-aronis.
At Papa John's?
I'll send them straight to your house. And if your back hurts after you eat all the Shaq-aronis, I'll get you icy hot.
Get you the icy hot patch, right? All right, so here's the audio now. This is Shaq walking up to the 2 women that are in the appliance section at Home Depot, and they recognize Shaq, which it's kind of tough to miss Shaq. You got this 7-foot-tall dude,
right?
Walking through. Listen to this.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. We are buying a washer and dryer.
See, Shaq, nice to meet you. We're buying a washer and dryer.
I'm from Venezuela. Oh, my God.
Did you hear that? So
rewind it. You missed. You talked when he said, "Okay, I'm going to buy it."
So Shaq doesn't have a lot of emotion.
No.
So Fester,
maybe Shaq is AI.
I need you to imitate that I'm going to buy it for you.
I'm gonna buy
No, he says I'm going to pay for it.
Let me hear it.
All right, here it is. All right, so here we go. I won't talk. Here we go. Let me play the thing.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. We are buying a washer and dryer.
Okay, I'm gonna pay for
I'm
it.
from
Really?
Venezuela.
Oh, you hear it? I'm going to pay for it.
All right, hold on. He said I'm going to buy it 3 times before the woman even acknowledged that. Hold on, Shaquille O'Neal's going to buy this for me. He's like, I'm going to buy it. And she keeps talking. He's like, I'm going to buy it. And she keeps talking. I'm going to pay for the damn thing.
It took them a while before they realized that Shaq's buying the washer and dryer set. Here, listen.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. We are buying a washer and dryer.
Okay, I'm gonna pay for
I'm
it.
from
Really?
Venezuela. Oh my God. I'm from Venezuela. No voy a comprarle la lavadora.
All right, now they get it.
He doesn't stop mumbling. What is he doing?
Shaquille O'Neal is a broadcaster, except when he talks to people on the street. Then he's like Mr. Mumblемouth.
So,
shut up, Shaq.
They're all excited. Shaq's buying them a washer and dryer.
Thank you. Okay.
You know what? These cackling ladies, I take it back.
What if they were like, just 1 2x4? I'm gonna buy it. It's like $7.
All right, we got a ton of audio we got to play. And then, did you see the guy on The Price is Right who dislocated his shoulder?
No.
Is he one of the, was he like an audience member, or was he like one of the new glamour guys that they have?
No, he's the contestant. He's
spinning
playing
the wheel.
No. He dislocated his shoulder. He's jumping up and down because he just won something, and his wife had to come up and spin the wheel for him because they have him on stage. They didn't take him to the hospital. His shoulder's all jacked out of position while he's on stage. I don't know how the hell it didn't hurt.
I'm sure. Is that the kind of thing where somebody could just pop it back into place?
Here, listen to this.
You ready?
I'm ready.
1, 2, 3, go! Higher, lower, lower, higher.
So he's playing some game.
Whoa! Whoa!
Right there.
Yes!
And you can hear he's jumping up and down. What game is he playing? What is this one called?
It looks like a high-low game where you have to pick the number above or below to get the right price of a.
I'm trying to look at the video to see the name. Bonkers. All right, it's a game called Bonkers, and he dislocates his shoulder, and they look at his shoulder. It's look at it. It's all jacked up.
God.
So then they have to bring listen to this. Here's the second part of the audio where his wife had to spin it for. Listen.
Over here, Alice. Let me explain what happened. Henry, this is Alice, Henry's wife. How you doing? Henry was celebrating and and he dislocated his shoulder. I know. So he's not going to be able to spin the wheel, but Alice is going to spin the wheel for him. Good luck. Here we go. You want to say hi to somebody?
Hi to my family.
Look at his shoulder.
Baby CC at home. And all my friends watching.
Thank you. How about 95? Don't hurt yourself.
So the wife spun 95 cents, which is a pretty good number to get.
Okay.
Yeah.
Drew Carey even made that boring. He popped his shoulder out. Wow. Okay. Like, isn't he a comedian? How does he not make a joke out of it or something?
They should have AI Drew Carey to make that show better.
So boring.
Yeah. We've had this conversation that
I'd rather have Drew Barrymore.
He did a good job.
Drew Carrymore. He doesn't have much of a personality.
And how do you feel Bob Barker's shoes?
It's like he's on those, what are those like, those psychotropic medications that make your personality go away. You know what I'm talking about?
Lobotomy? Jeez, I mean, it's so boring.
But can you imagine? A dude dislocates his shoulder. Come on down! But, hey, Andrew, put the video up, would you please, up on, you got it? We'll put the video. If you want to see the guy dislocate his shoulder and then his wife spin the wheel, we'll have it up on mjmorningshow.com. That's mjmorningshow.com. We'll have it up on videos mentioned on the MJ Morning Show at mjmorningshow.com if you'd like to take a little peek at that thing. All right, I mentioned Instagram earlier. I didn't post the zip line yet with the family back in 2000. There's a picture of Julian. There's a picture of Julian as, oh my God, you ought to see Julian. He's like 2014. What is that? That's like 9 years ago. Julian is 9 years old. Holy crap. You got to see the. All right, I'll post those in a little bit. Is Chloe on here? I see Julian. There's Michelle. Michelle's looking good. Hang on a minute. Was Chloe? Yeah, I think Chloe was with us maybe Chloe wasn't with us on this trip. Yeah, I don't see. No, I think she was, but I don't know if I have a picture of Chloe.
Okay, maybe you're picking favorites that week. Who knows?
All right, anyway. Oh, there she is. We're on those little carts that you go down the mountainside on. This is up like at Mont Tremblant up in Quebec, so I'll get that up on my Instagram. So speaking of Instagram, a couple of things. And man, I tell you, people love it when I post pictures of the kids and the family.
It's much better than when you can send pictures of yourself.
So Chloe, she hijacked my phone on Saturday night. We were watching a movie, and Chloe grabs my phone because it was unlocked. And then she took like this crazy-looking Blair Witch Project-looking picture of herself, all spooky. She did a close-up selfie and then posted and put the message on, "Hi, it's Chloe. Dad left his phone. Okay, bye." And that's got a bunch of views on it. You want to see Chloe? Go to Certified MJ Radio. My Instagram is Certified MJ Radio. And you can see Chloe. And then yesterday, for Father's Day, went with the kids to go get some dim sum yesterday morning. We went to China Yuan.
Hey, that's a great place.
Yeah, we love China Yuan. Peter owns it. Just great, authentic Chinese food. Dim sum on the weekends. And we had a whole Peking duck. We had a couple of friends join us as well. And there's just it's a lovely, lovely picture of me. I'm holding a Peking duck leg. And then Chloe and Julian are right next to me. You can see the gailan on the table.
Yum.
And wonton soup. So nice picture. And people, they love and they leave comments. So if you want to see our Father's Day little picture from yesterday at China Yuan Chinese in Tampa, go to Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio on my Instagram feed. Also, give me a follow while you're there. Oh, and then the first one posted, the first item, the last one I posted is us at Chinese food yesterday. Then Chloe, and the one before that is Julian and me. It's a quick little video, and Julian and me are in the pool at Tackle Shack over in Pinellas Park.
Okay.
Tackle Shack Scuba, because they've got a great 10-foot pool, and I just wanted to test all our scuba gear out, jump in the pool. And Chloe's like, "Dad, you got a pool in the backyard." Well, it's not deep enough. My pool in the backyard is not deep enough. I wanted a 10-foot pool, activate the computers and everything. So we did a little test. So if you want to see a quick little video of Julian and me testing out the scuba gear at Tackle Shack in Pinellas Park on Saturday before we head to Little Cayman at the end of the week, that video is also up. Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio on my Instagram, and give me a follow while you're there. So Conor McGregor got a little update here, and this is interesting. We talked about this, Roxanne, it kind of broke on the show
on Friday.
On Friday, right?
Right.
The news broke on this. Conor McGregor has been accused of sexual assault down in Miami because he was at the Heat and the Nuggets game, and it was a couple of days earlier.
We were talking about the accusations like in the 6 o'clock hour, and by the end of the show, TMZ had released. We even brought it up in the 6 o'clock hour, like, well, there's got to be some security footage out there. And then by the end of the show, TMZ had released some security footage.
Right, and so there were multiple, facets of the story. The accusation: a woman is claiming that UFC fighter Conor McGregor pulled her into a bathroom. And, well, the R word's being used, folks. The word rape is being used. And then video gets released. One of the fans that was in the arena down in Miami where the Heat play several fans, they were videoing it. And you can see that Conor McGregor drags or pulls this woman into the bathroom where she's alleging that she was sexually assaulted. But another facet of the story, before this even broke, before the sexual assault allegations broke, Conor McGregor was supposed to be on Good Morning America but canceled just hours before he was accused of the rape. Listen to this. Conor McGregor blew off one of America's flagship morning shows in the hours before the rape allegations against him were made public. Page Six has learned. We're told the MMA superstar who has denied the claims, calling them a shakedown, had been booked for at least a week to appear on ABC's Good Morning America third hour, known as GMA3, on Wednesday morning. But we're told his camp made an early hours call to the producers to say the champ was going to be a no-show. Few hours later, TMZ reported that an unnamed woman had accused him of sexual battery during Game 4 of the NBA Finals on June 9th. So, did we have the story on Thursday? I think we had it on Thursday. And I'm trying to remember what the timeline was.
So I was listening to the morning show from the deck of my Colorado lodge on Friday morning. And that's where I first heard the accusations and the video was out. And now there's more video, MJ, of after the game of Conor McGregor and the person who's alleging this assault together at a restaurant or at a bar.
Yeah, like I think initially they said that he was taking the bathroom line was so long that he was helping them cut the line or something.
So is this a real deal, or they're alleging it's a shakedown? So listen, I guess we'll get to the bottom of it someplace, sometime.
She doesn't look like Conor McGregor's type.
What does that mean?
Yeah, what is that? It has nothing to do with anything.
I was just saying.
What does that mean?
I know.
Where are you going with that, Froggy?
You're on your own on that one, buddy.
Where you go? Why'd you blurt that out?
I don't know.
What does it mean? What do you?
I'm just I think his wife has a totally different look than this girl.
Okay, so on Friday, MJ, you said that the lawyer for the person making the accusations said that they're going to work toward a settlement, but they didn't mention anything about criminal charges.
This is a money grab, I think.
That's suspicious.
When you say that you're not worried about criminal charges, you're not pursuing that angle wholeheartedly.
She just wants to get paid.
Where's his wife at?
I don't know.
Is she ever around?
I mean, what does the wife think about a woman being dragged into the... And also at that same game, he punched the mascot out at halftime in center court and sent the mascot to the hospital.
That wasn't like a bit or something? That was real?
Well, it was supposed to be a funny little skit for his... Did you know that it was his new spray? It's like his company put out a body spray.
He has some kind of pain relief spray or something.
He just hit... I'm pretty sure he doesn't know how to hit
What do you want
lightly.
Bust the mascot in the face so they'd spray him with the spray? Oh, look, you're all better now. I sprayed you with my new spray.
Conor McGregor doesn't know how to hold back a punch. He's a professional fighter.
He's not the one to pantomime a punch with.
That's insane. All right, so Roxanne, you were disturbed by a public display of affection?
Yeah, I was.
You got a bunch of personal issues today. So let me see if we have time to deal with them all.
I doubt it.
We'll probably have to push some of these off till tomorrow. All right, so tell me about this public display of affection incident, which you were appalled at. You had to shield your kids.
I did, but I was with my sister. I'm actually a non-confrontation kind of person, and my sister thinks she's the boss of everybody, and usually she is right about whatever.
Oh, that type. So your sister's
she's a lot like you.
The boss of you? A lot like me?
Yeah, she's a lot like you. Like
I don't think I'm the boss of everyone.
You are like sticky beaking yourself in everydy's situation that you don't even know.
Sticky
at gas
beaking?
stations.
What does sticky beak
I've
mean?
never heard that.
Do you just make that up?
I like it.
Sticky beak?
Yeah, you're just nosing around in everybody's
All right,
business.
so what's the PDA issue here?
Okay, so we walked to my sister's pool. She's got like her neighborhood where she lives is this pool we go hang out at.
Community pool?
A community pool.
Okay.
And
like a gated community type deal?
Yes.
Or is it an apartment complex?
It's a gated community type deal. Yes.
Well, the apartment complex has a gate, so.
Exactly. It's a townhome. I don't know. I'm not going to give all the details. All I know is...
yeah, because people are going to be able to stalk your sister with whether she lives in a townhome or a house or a gated community.
She lives in a townhouse in Tampa. Hold on a second. I know where that is.
Let me narrow this down. Damn, I'm going to find Roxanne's sister.
Okay, well, we go there every Sunday at 5:02 p.m. if you want to find us. No,
5:02.
But usually it's not crowded at all. It was packed yesterday. So we're walking the kids in, and my daughter sees it first. there are these two. I would guess that they were probably in high school, and they were in the pool, sitting on the steps. And I'm telling you, this girl was like, they were so tangled up with each other, this boy and this girl, and she's got her legs wrapped around, and they are making out. I have not seen making out like this. I'm trying to think of a movie where the making out was this romantic and passionate. And
in the middle of the pool, this is a community pool. Everyone's around.
And there are a lot of people there.
You're walking in with your 6-year-old and your 3-year-old.
Yeah, and my sister's 2 daughters. And so all of us. And so first my daughter is the first one to see them, Evelyn Jade. She starts going like this, Mom, because I'm walking behind her. Look at those people. Look at them.
She's eating his face, Mom. She's eating his face.
Was their bottom halves were in the pool, right?
Yeah, their bottom halves were in the
they
pool.
could have been like,
I
could have
think
a lot more going on.
I think we did not want that boy to get out of the pool and have to explain anything further to our daughters.
Oh, really?
And she's
what are you
like-
talking about, Roxanne?
And she's telling her cousin, she's like, Ella, look at them. I mean, and then she's as close, like, Fester, imagine if it was you and Allison. And so she's as close to she's as close to them as I am to you now. And she's got her finger. Look. And then so my sister, again, she's nosy.
Did the teenagers stop?
No, they were just
Were they
in
oblivious?
love. They were oblivious.
And you didn't yell, like, get a room or
No,
hose them off or something?
My sister comes up. She's like, okay, knock it off. Like, that's how my sister is. She's like, I would never do this. She's, all right.
Up, Karen. So your sister Karen's them?
She's not.
And tells
my
them
sister's
to
not a
knock
Karen.
it off, go get a room?
She's not a Karen, but she's just bossy. And
What's
she
your
was
sister's name?
Angela.
Okay.
Angela. I mean, she's usually right about everything. I accept her bossiness because she's got some good ideas. But she's like, listen, I love love. I love love.
Oh, God.
Hold on, she's lecturing them? This is verbatim what she's saying?
Now, she's not talking to 2 adults. She's talking to 2 teenagers.
She
They were
goes up.
kids.
So how
Yeah.
old would you say? 17?
I don't know.
16?
I would say 16-ish. I would say 16-ish. Yeah, 16, maybe 15. I don't know. They were high school, but maybe barely high school. She's like, I love love, but we have little kids here, okay? So she was nice about it, and she was kind of like laughing with them at the end of it.
Right.
And the teenage boy was like, it's okay. It's cool. It's cool.
I can't get out of the pool now, ma'am.
But
Can I just stand here for a minute? Ma'am, could you stop talking to me? And that stern voice is actually turning me on more.
Oh my god!
So what happened? What was the final disposition
the final
here?
disposition is we just kind of like hurried the girls to the other side of the pool, but then they all want their goggles. Angela, can I have my goggles? Can I have my goggles?
No,
so
you
they
can't have
can
the
see what's going on. They want to see what's going on under the water.
Oh, no.
they're like-
Oh, my.
And they're like, let's go spy on.
No,
I heard them say
children.
that. They're like, let's go spy on them. Let's go spy on them.
Yeah, all the goggles are broken. They're going to come up horrified.
So did they leave?
Eventually they did. I mean, they minded my sister. My sister's got a way about her. People do what she says. So it was just like,
Guess
come
what?
on.
Your
Yes.
sister's new name is Karen.
She's not. Don't
Yes.
say that about her. I
I
don't.
love that.
That's it. Hey, Fester, what's Roxanne's sister's name?
Karen.
No,
Hey,
no.
Froggy, what's her sister's name?
Don't say it.
Angela?
Yes,
No!
thank you. Mhm.
Karen.
No, she's way too cool to be a Karen.
Karangela.
But she was right. She
And I
was
feel
correct.
bad. I feel bad for all the Karens out there.
It's tough.
For sure.
It's so unfair that Karen was the chosen name for that scenario.
Oh, it's the perfect name. It's unfortunate
No, it's
that
not.
all these.
Why is it the perfect name? Why couldn't it have been Carol?
Oh,
Why
no.
why couldn't it have been Betty?
What's unfortunate is all these 60s and 70s parents that thought Karen was such a great idea in the first place.
I'm looking at so much stuff we got to get to. We got our 9-10 must-hear story of the day coming up. And also, I've got a question about Ozempic. You know, the drug that started out as a diabetes drug, and now it's, one of the rages to try to lose weight. Something's going on here. There's something going on with Ozempic. There's some kind of conspiracy.
Yeah, like you can't find it
No.
anywhere.
Hang on. I'm going to get to that. Also, Fester, you send over a video of a guy at like a supermarket salad bar.
Yes.
Oh, my God. Now, apparently, Andrew tells me that it's not brand new, but it was just posted, or it was just reposted maybe.
I saw it yesterday for the first time ever on Reddit.
I've not seen this. So,
Okay.
So if I haven't seen it, it's new to you, right? If you haven't seen it, it's new to you. NBC Thursday. All right, so here's the deal. When we get back, we got another long chunk of the MJ Morning Show. We'll do the 9:10 must-hear story. We're also going to give away Boy George with Culture Club with special guest Howard Jones in Berlin. We've got tickets we'll give away in the 9 o'clock hour coming up in just a short amount of time. Don't move. This now concludes an hour and 20 minutes of non-stop MJ Morning Show. Quick break, and then we're back with another long chunk of the show and a lot coming up in the 9 o'clock hour. Make sure you are listening here on the MJ Morning Show. Hey, got to tell you about... MJ Morning Show. It's Q105. MJ and a crew. Fester back from vacation, obviously. Almost busted a zip line, apparently, out in Colorado. Froggy, I don't know where he is. He's probably self-medicating right now.
He's coming back. He's coming back from his medication.
Oh, here he is.
Here he is.
Welcome, everyone. It is the MJ Morning Show, about to embark on the final hour of the show here. Father's Day, Ozempic, we got a food item, we got the salad bar, a lot of stuff we got to get to. Quickly, Father's Day, obviously Doug is the father of your two kids.
We think. No, we know. I'm just kidding.
Really?
Of course he is.
And Doug.
Well, listen.
I mean, they're very gorgeous girls, and looking at Doug.
And Doug.
Who's not the father.
That's a joke. We know he's definitely Evelyn Jade's dad because she was made in a lab. She's IVF.
Okay, all right. But what about, so might not be the father of the younger one?
No, Daviana looks very much like him and came out and looked like his twin.
I mean, we should wait until see how Daviana hits a fastball.
So, did the kids at 6 and 3? Did they scribble a little card for Daddy?
Yeah, they made one of my sitters. She did a really cool craft, and they guess how old he is. It's all those questions. What's Daddy's favorite color? So they did one of those, and we did a little shopping for him. And then he just watched golf yesterday because that's what he likes to do. So it made him he was happy as can be.
Yeah, is he happy that the Saudis are ruining PGA golf?
He does not care. No, he's
he
okay
doesn't
with that.
care?
Yeah.
Well, because he's probably all juiced up with the whole golf thing anyway, so he's probably getting paid, right? Doug's making millions off the deal?
I'm sure he's heavily involved with the Saudis.
Yes.
Saudis in the live golf.
Doug is the Saudi connection to Tampa.
Fester, you did stuff with the kids yesterday? What, flew back from Colorado?
I had a 5:30 flight from Denver to Tampa.
Yeah,
so we were
Southwest?
Yeah, Southwest. Yeah. Denver Airport's just a mob scene. Ugh.
It is. That's why, man, clear, baby.
But
TSA pre-check or clear? Got them both, man.
Well,
and then TSA pre-check with clear. Yeah, baby. All right, so you were on a flight with the kids for Father's Day.
We landed around noon time.
Did they even recognize Father's Day for you yesterday or no?
Yeah. Happy Father's Day, Dad. Thanks.
Excellent. And then, Froggy, what about your two little kids?
Yes, we hung out. We
Did you go fishing? Did you do some fatherly things?
We went to my parents' house. They got me my new metal detector.
Whoa. They got you a metal detector
That's
for
right.
Father's Day? Really?
That's right. My other one fell in a pond and I lost it.
Are you serious?
You know how much I love to detect.
Hold on a minute. You lost your metal detector in a pond?
Yeah. It rolled
so you
into
need a
pond.
metal detector to find your metal detector?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, someone's going to score a metal detector from metal detecting.
Why don't you go back and find it?
Because it wasn't waterproof. It's broken anyway.
Oh.
This one's all waterproof.
Oh. And how much was this new metal detector?
It's not that, $100 or something. Nothing too crazy.
What do you mean? You can buy a metal detector for $100 that's
sure.
waterproof?
You got it at Costco.
Really?
No problem.
Never seen metal detectors at Costco. I see my Korean beef jerky, my Korean pork jerky there.
Yeah, if there were metal in it, Froggy could find it too.
There might be, actually.
The thing about Father's Day and gifts is that if there's anything I really want, I'll just get it for myself because I'm a man.
Oh, wow. That's really... I mean, what year? What are you saying?
But my wife's like, what do you want? I was like, I don't want anything. Why? Because I want it, I'll buy it.
I'm a man.
I don't wait. I'm a grown-ass man. If I want it, I'll get it.
So I took the kids... kids, said, hey, Dad, let's go to dim sum for Father's Day. So went to, like I said earlier, we went to China Yuan over on Armenia, just north of Waters. Love that place. China Yuan, dim sum, just great, seafood. We had a whole Peking duck yesterday. Just good stuff. Love some Chinese broccoli, gailan. So had some of that. So I had a great time with the kids. Chloe, they gave me a card. They gave me a Japanese home cooking book, which is very thoughtful. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought of something else. I thought of my father on Father's Day, and I called my dad like 5 times, didn't answer the phone. Finally had to call my mom late last night to say, hey, I've been trying to call Dad for Father's Day. And my dad was a pretty good dad. No major complaints. My dad was pretty good.
No major complaints.
But there's one thing that my dad used to call us. My dad, when my brother and I used to get rambunctious or if we'd piss him off, he would say, you miserable kids.
Oh, man.
So that's as bad as my dad ever got, was he would call us, "You miserable kids."
He never smacked you around or nothing?
It's such a 1970s thing to call your kids. You miserable kids.
I never got smacked around, but on Father's Day yesterday, my dad's 80 years old now. He'll be 81 on Gate Night or Hell Night. Up north, we called it, when I was a little kid, it was Gate Night. The night before Halloween up in New York and New England, they call that Gate Night. Down here, it's called, was it Hell Night or whatever in the South?
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm going to test something. I don't even know if I can get my brother. My brother's a surgeon, so I don't know if he's in surgery right now. But I want to call my brother and see if he can guess what my dad used to call us. You miserable kids. Just gonna give it a shot. I have no idea. 1951.
Do you ever call your own kids miserable?
I've never called my kids miserable.
So that was
kids.
something you did not want to repeat.
Not to their face.
No.
I call mine delinquent.
Oh, hang on a second. I misdialed my brother. Hold on. All right. I did a 4 instead of a 5. All right. So call my brother. What do you think? You think he's going to, if he picks up, do you think he's going to get it? You think he's going to guess it?
He's a pretty smart guy. Has a pretty good memory. I think he'll get it.
Yep.
I'll drop the, can't believe you kids actually came out of my bag.
Hey, real quick. Hey, Drew, we're live on the air. I was just talking about Father's Day, and I finally got a hold of Dad last night because I called him 5 times. Doesn't answer his phone half the time. So I was just telling that, my dad was a pretty good dad. No major problems. But when he was angry at you and me, we have a bet in the room here, Drew. When he was angry at you and me, what would he call us?
Strap.
No. What would he call us?
Miserable kids.
I mean, how do you forget that, man? Of course he knows that, MJ. He knows.
Hey, so Drew, give me a scenario where Dad would say, "You miserable kids."
Oh, making a mess, taking things apart. One of your antics, like, breaking a new piece of electronic equipment.
You miserable kids.
Now, this wasn't his everyday yell. This was for special occasions,
I don't know.
right?
Drew, how many times would he whip out miserable kids?
Fighting in the car on the way to Florida.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's what you're picturing. You're fighting. Shut up, you miserable kids.
Are you working now, buddy?
I am.
You better get back to work. All right, you got it, buddy. It's like we're on a game show. You're in the isolation booth, and you just answered correctly, buddy.
What do I win?
Hey, Drew, listen, if you need some help with the skin tags, I have some new ones I need you to look at.
That's great. I understand you guys are really tight with Taylor Swift, so maybe you could have got me some tickets to her.
Whoa.
I'm her biggest fan.
Yeah, why don't you look up Taylor Swift and MJ Morning Show, and she hung up on me back in 2012. Or 2011, whatever the hell that was. All right, Drew, have a good surgery day, buddy.
Adios.
All right.
Hey, what's up with the what did he say? He had a belt or something too?
The strap.
A strap?
Oh,
you said he never smacked you.
No, he never hit us, but he used to take the belt.
Go like this?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, my grandfather did that.
Yeah, my dad would I'm gonna get you, and my dad would take his belt off. He never struck us, never hit us with the belt, but the belt would come off, and he'd put it together and do he'd snap it to make the whipping, snapping sound to scare the bejesus out of us.
I was watching a Japanese game show the other day.
Yeah.
And
Was it called The Belt?
No, but it was about whipping with belts, and they strapped rubber squeaking ducks to their feet, and they blindfolded them, so everybody was blind, and they were walking around the room, so it was like, and the guy was blindfolded, and he was whipping the people trying to follow the duck sounds. It's pretty funny. I think we should do it in the studio.
All right, moving along. Ozempic. Man, I hope that Ozempic hater's not listening. What's that guy's name? Do you remember the guy? We have a listener that hates whenever we play. Ozempic! And he goes into anaphylactic shock whenever we play the jingle. He hates it, changes the channel. But listen, if I'm talking about Ozempic, it makes sense to play the rip-off jingle. Ozempic! All right, that's it, dude. If you're still listening, you're still hanging in, I'm not going to play it again. But we do have an Ozempic update, and I think I'm calling BS here on something. Let me tell you why. Have you guys noticed that there has been just a flood? And I think we've talked about all of them. There has been a flood of anti-Ozempic stories. Now, you got these 3 drugs. You've got Ozempic, you got Wegovy, and you've got Mounjaro. And these 3 drugs, which were designed for, diabetics, right, to lower A1C, it turns out that people are losing 25, 30 pounds or more on Ozempic. Who was... what's his face?
Charles Barkley came out 2 weeks ago and said he's on Mounjaro?
Mounjaro, yeah.
Mounjaro?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he lost 80 pounds or something? I mean, something enormous. So the Ozempic stories and some of these drugs in this class, there have been a whole rash of stories that it seemingly want to turn people off. Like, for instance... Ozempic causes people to poop their bed. That's one of the stories. We had a story last week about a doctor saying that if you're on Ozempic, it takes the joy of food out of your life. That the joy of enjoying and tasting, and that he doesn't like Ozempic because it removes one of the great joys in life, and that's great food. It removes it from your life.
That makes perfect sense.
So so poop in the bed, the lack of taste or enjoying food or whatever.
2 of my favorite things.
What, poop in the bed?
Oh, so
Was
good.
Amber Heard on this?
So good.
Amber Turd.
Love it.
But also, this is not as bad, but Ozempic Finger, remember we had that item last week, and Ozempic Finger is where you lose so much weight that your rings are falling off your hand. And women are losing $30,000 diamond engagement rings that are falling off where the hell's my ring? Was it, what? I flushed it down the toilet. What? It fell off my hand. So Ozempic Finger is the shrinking finger.
These are generic complaints that any weight loss fad would have,
Hang
right?
on. Well, there's a new one. And this is really prompting me to say, hey, what's going on here? Now, am I missing any? Were there any other Ozempic side effect stories that we've done over the last 6 months or a year for weight loss that I didn't mention? Maybe just do a quick Google search and see.
The Duni's fingers and hands. And
all right, so here's the latest. And once I saw this last night, I'm like, something's going on here. So the latest now is Ozempic burps.
Ooh.
Okay.
Somebody was burping in the studio this morning.
So Froggy was. So the Ozempic burps apparently are a thing. No, that's
burps, Andrew.
Andrew, I need a burp. No, that's Andrew. Can I get a burp? Give me a burp. Oh, yeah, that's the other end. All right. So here's the deal. Ozempic burps is now like a trending item on social media.
Come on.
And now they're saying that Ozempic belches are the latest nasty side effect to the popular weight loss drug. And that they're sulfur burps.
Ew.
I'm sorry. I'm not right. Oh, God.
I mean, I can't really. I mean, a burp is a burp. I didn't know that there were some that were so much more disgusting than others, but burping sulfur would be nasty.
It depends where it comes from. If it's just a little swallowed air and it
comes
comes
from the bowels of hell is where it comes from.
Okay, if it's a deep gut burp.
There's a good one.
Oh, that was a good one. I like the last one. No, the one, that one. I like that one. So now the latest is Ozempic burps. Now, you take all that together, and here's what kind of dawned on me. Why does it seem like there's a hit job out on Ozempic? Who's propagating all this? Why are there so many, people are losing a lot of weight on these drugs? Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro. Why is there this? Who's doing this? Why? It just seems like a coordinated effort to attack this category with all of these, nasty side effects.
I think this
like Amber hurting your bed, etc.
This is such a popular subject that so many people might be interested in, is that they're going to click the story. And then there's people who've already invested in weight loss, not like the Weight Watchers people, but other weight loss factions.
Or
they want to see this go down.
Or the food industry.
Yes.
People aren't eating as much.
Maybe so. All right, 9:10. Actually, it's now 9:11, but hey, time for the big 9:10 item of the day. And this is a warning. This is a warning. This is important. If you think you're going to exact revenge against an employee. Let's say you terminate an employee and you want to get back at them. I remember we did this story a couple of years ago, it seems. I think it was 2021. So a couple of years ago, we did this story. And guess what? It is now boomeranged back around with a follow-up. Do you remember that a Georgia auto shop owner paid a former employee his final paycheck?
In pennies.
But what did he do to the pennies?
He put it in motor oil.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Remember that story?
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, we had a blast with this story. At a Fayetteville, Georgia, an automotive repair shop owner terminated an employee left, whatever the story was, and to get back at the employee, the owner of the shop paid him his final paycheck in pennies covered in motor oil. Well, guess who has the last laugh?
Who?
The employee. Because the employee now is owed $39,000.
How does that make sense?
Well, listen to this. A decision's been made in the case involving the Fayetteville, Georgia man who was given 91,500 oil-covered pennies back in January of 21 as his final paycheck by the owner of Peachtree City Auto Repair Shop, AOK Walker Auto Works. The former employee named Andreas Flayton contacted the Department of Labor when Miles Walker refused to give him his final paycheck. The Wage and Hour Division contacted Walker. The shop owner then dumped the thousands of pennies in the employee's driveway. Remember this? Dumped 91,500 oil-soaked pennies in the guy's driveway. Here's your final paycheck, Jack. You know. So, and then along with a pay stub marked with an expletive, and then published the defamatory statement about the employee on the company's website.
Wow.
The U.S. Department of Labor announced a lawsuit against Miles Walker in January of 22. It was determined that Walker violated the FLSA's overtime provisions by paying the complainant and other employees straight time rates for all hours worked, including for hours over 40 in a worksheet or in a work week, rather, when an overtime rate of pay was legally required. So the court has now ordered Walker to pay 9 former employees $39,934 in back wages and damages, and has forbidden the owner from additional discrimination, retaliation, etc. Got to remove like names and all of his grievances from. Can you imagine you have an auto repair website and you got a section for grievances against ex-employees?
We should have that on MJMorningShow.com. Just a grievance page against people. We could probably fill that up.
Just former associates.
People we ran across, came across.
It's MJ Morning Show Grievance Central. Grievance.
Do they have grievances against us or us against them?
Us against them.
Us against them. Okay.
They could put us on their webpage for crying out loud.
So there you go. Don't try to get back an employee. It's going to come bite you in the butt. That's just dumping 91,500 pennies in his driveway. What is that, like $900 or something?
$915 was what he was owed. Just give him the $915 and be done with it.
Oh, man. Now the guy's got to shell out like $40,000.
Oh.
How about that? All right, this is just grotesque. Now, Andrew says it's a couple of years old, but Fester just saw this on Reddit, last night?
Yeah, last night. I always try to scroll through Reddit. Usually there's a bunch of fun things up there for us to talk about. And I saw this video with no context or nothing telling me anything about it. So I sent it to you.
If this doesn't repel you from a salad bar at the supermarket, where they have all the food items out. Oof. It is a dude drinking soup right out of the ladle.
What is he, like, taste testing?
Hold on a minute.
Why?
Watch this. Go over to Fester's computer. Fester's going to play this. This is disgusting. There's no audio. There's just like some ambient noise. But watch this. This guy's at the soup bar, and he's got the ladle. He's drinking. He's got the ladle out of the hot stainless steel soup container. They have those recessed in the countertop at the soup bar at the supermarket salad bar, and it looks like how many different flavors of soup? It looks like there's like a dozen flavors of soup. I don't know if this is like it looks like a Wegmans actually or something.
This is a Chicago supermarket, according to the headline.
Okay, all right, so it's not a Wegmans.
Is it Mariano's?
I don't know. Inside Edition talked about it when it happened. I just saw it yesterday for the first time, but it's fantastic.
The guy is and we never saw this, so it's new to us. If you haven't seen it, it's new to you. And the guy is literally, who does this?
I mean, it's not like you can discreetly drink soup from a ladle, but he has no shame. He's just.
But also, he looks kind of put together. He doesn't look like he's a homeless guy or something or a vagrant. The guy is, he's holding a bag in his hand and he's got the ladle and he's just taking the soup out of the hot and drinking. And then the ladle goes right back into the stainless steel. The kettle.
Yeah.
And, it has the little indent where the handle hangs out and you close the top. And he's just using the ladle that people would use to ladle the soup into the cardboard takeaway.
Guys, I shop here all the time when I go to Chicago. It is at Mariano's.
It is?
That's what I just said. Yeah, Mariano's.
Oh, because you go to Chicago all the time.
I'm sorry. Every time I go to Chicago.
When was the last time you were in Chicago?
Pre-COVID.
Oh, so it's okay. So you haven't been there for 3 years.
No, but seriously, I'm saying it all excitedly because every time I go to Chicago, I'm like, we have to go to Mariano's. It's an awesome supermarket.
It's like somebody from Chicago saying, oh, it's at Publix.
Yeah.
I shop there all the time when I go to Florida.
All right, so you got to look at this video. If you haven't seen this thing, it is insane.
I hate they're getting that bad press because it's a wonderful place.
But also, Fester, the Reddit subgroup that you sent me with the video and all the comments, there were people saying that's why they never eat at like salad bars at supermarkets. Stories of watching people just stick their hands into the food and the salad. People, instead of using tongs, just grabbing the salad right out of it with their hands.
I mean, a good salad bar is really hard to find these days.
I think I've talked about this in the past, but I was a kid and Hill Street Blues was on. And there was one and I actually found it because Michelle and I were watching the old Hill Street Blues episodes. We went back and we watched. We've had this nostalgic thing. We went back and we watched all the Sopranos from the start. I watched all the old Adam 12s. I'm watching the old Hawaii 5-0s right now, the original ones, 1968 to 1980, and they're great. Jack Lord he was so cool, man. Jack Lord was the best. So I'm on like season 7, episode 15 now of Hawaii 5-0. I've watched a ton of these things.
Can you say Hawaii like 5 times, just like you say it?
Hawaii?
Hawaii.
Or actually Hawaii.
Sounds like you're hiccuping.
A lot of the natives say Hawaii, Hawaii. Yeah, a lot of people say Hawaii, but it's not the way to say it. So we went back, we watched Hill Street Blues. There was an episode of Hill Street Blues where Hill and Renko, they were called to a restaurant with a salad bar. And there was this guy, Fester, like twice the size of you,
right,
on a rolling chair, and he was just eating off the entire buffet. He wasn't bringing plates back to his table, and he was like, "It says all you can eat," and he was just, he was just one of the funniest things I ever saw. And he's just grabbing the food out of the salad bar and the food bar, and he's just eating right off of that instead of taking plates back to his table.
That's brilliant. So, I wish I had a chair with rollers on it.
Hey, speaking of food, Fester, you're calling BS on this.
I am.
Fester sends me this last night and says, I am calling BS on this. We miss this chip. We have to have it back. Fester says nobody.
Seriously, I mean, Lay's, they make a great chip, a great potato chip. And they have a lot of unique flavors. Some of them are seasonal or only for a little while. But they're going to bring one back, and they say there's this big push for it. I don't see it.
Fester's calling BS. So what chip, what Lay's flavor is Lay's claiming that people are screaming and clamoring for? Hold on to that thought. First up, when we get back, we'll tell you what it is, and Fester says he's not buying this. Also, how'd you like to win some tickets to see Boy George with Culture Club, along with Howard Jones and Berlin? We're going to give away tickets next and the final chunk. So a lot of content in the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show next here on Q105. We are back in minutes. Berlin, obviously, they did the big #1 smash for the original Top Gun. Remember, Take My Breath Away? Also,
I remember that scene in that movie.
Also, they had No More Words. That's a good song. No More Words. That's Berlin. And then Howard Jones is No One Is to Blame, Life in a Day. Things Can Only Get Better.
Mm-hmm.
So Howard Jones had some great songs as well. So that's a great show. Boy George Culture Club, along with Howard Jones in Berlin, and got you tickets. You know what? Let's do it right now. Caller, I'm not going to drag it out. Let's go with caller number, how about 50? Caller 50 right now, 800-990-1047. So Boy George Culture Club, Howard Jones, Berlin, all at the Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater, and it's going to be coming up on July 15th. So a little under a month from right now. Good luck. Caller 50 right now, 800-990-1047. Good luck from the MJ Morning Show. So Andrew will get me to 49. I'll take 50 live on the air. So Fester is calling BS on this. Fester sends me a note last night with the link to this story. We missed this. You got to bring this flavor back, says nobody, apparently, according to Fester.
I'm a connoisseur of potato chips. I love potato chips.
Yeah, this is Lay's, and fans of Lay's are begging for the return of a flavor that has been discontinued for years.
Lay's used to have these promotions where it was like the Do Us a Flavor promotion, and you got to suggest unique flavors for them. And this was one of the finalists. They made a bunch of bags of it for a limited run, and I tried it. I couldn't wait to try it because I love this food product.
And
the potato chips suck. Some things were not meant to be made into potato chips, and this is one of those flavors.
It was anchovy and apple pie flavor.
Disgusting.
Not separately, together.
As one, yes.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. It was Southern biscuits and gravy.
As a potato chip.
They had a Southern biscuits and gravy flavored Lay's potato chip?
Yeah.
I do love Southern biscuits and gravy, I'll be honest.
Right.
But it's the consistency that makes it so good, right? It's not really like a chip flavor.
No.
It didn't work as a potato chip. And now I see this story that people are clamoring for the return. I'm like, no, they aren't.
Can I be crystal clear about something?
Sure.
I just like a plain potato chip. I like a great crunchy. You know what our favorite chip is?
Well, like that
Route 11. They're
What?
Route 11. You can't. They're
Of course,
hard to
it's
find
some
here.
insane hard to find.
Well,
stupid
I
shit.
Micro brew.
Well,
Like
it's sort of
$22 a bag.
No, it's not. They're not 20. They're like up in Virginia and the Carolinas. It's called Route 11 potato chips, and they are great. They're great. And I love them. Right there, Route 11 potato chips. They're made like not far from Charlottesville, Virginia.
On Route 11?
On Route 11.
Oh, yes.
And they're great. And I don't like flavored chips. I don't like sour cream and onion. I don't like barbecue chips. I don't like salt and vinegar.
I love those.
I don't like sour cream and onion or chive. I just want a great potato chip. I want to taste the potato. So Fest is calling BS on everyone's clamoring for the Southern biscuits and gravy flavored Lay's.
See, unlike you who might get a bag of lightly salted, bleh, I like the flavors. I love a good vinegar and salt, or they have a new dill pickle flavor I've tried.
Those are good.
God.
Dill pickle's really good.
If I pick a flavor, I'll pick like cheddar flavor where I have like that orange powder all over 'em.
I don't like cheddar
Listen,
flavor.
to each
no.
their own.
Yeah,
Each their own.
Fester's flavor is banana split flavored potato chips.
If they had them, I'd try it.
Yeah, I'm sure you would.
But who's calling for the return of the biscuits and gravy? Nobody.
They have
Fried
Cuban
chip-
sandwich chips.
What is it?
Cuban sandwich Lays?
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
Do they?
Do they really?
We just saw them.
No,
Man, I gotta
How
try
about,
it.
how about the fried chicken and waffle flavored potato
Ooh,
chips?
I would try
Probably.
those.
Yeah.
I would eat those.
Hi, good morning. Who's this?
This is Chris.
Hi, Chris. This is MJAI. Why are you calling the MJ Morning Show?
We're tickets.
Tickets to what?
Duran Duran.
Well, that was Saturday night, so you're too late for that.
You know, we actually have a couple of pairs sitting around. You're
Yeah.
welcome to them, Chris.
Duran Duran was Saturday night.
See, what would the AI DJ do in this situation?
Does not compute. Does not
No.
compute. Does not compute. All right, so I do have tickets to give away. You are caller 50, but Duran Duran is that's done. They've left town.
Duran's done.
Oh, darn.
Yeah. So do you want to pass and give it's Boy George and Culture Club with Howard Jones and Berlin. Would you like those tickets, or should I grab the next caller?
Oh, no, absolutely.
Oh, so you're going to that as well?
I will go there.
And what's the band again? Tell me.
Culture Club and Boy George.
Yeah, absolutely. And remember Howard Jones and Berlin. So it's 3 performers, and that's going to be July 15th at the amphitheater. And your name was?
Chris.
Chris, you got it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry you missed Duran Duran. You know, the reviews on the show were great. I told you Duran Duran was going to be great. And
they were great in concert.
Yeah, you know, they still have it, and live they sound great. A lot of these bands, or I shouldn't say a lot, some of the bands, they just don't have the same sound. Duran Duran still sounds fantastic, and the reviews from Saturday night down at Amelie were great. All right, Chris, hold on, and Andrew's going to give you all the information to get your tickets, all right?
Thank you.
All right, hold on a minute. And Andrew, are we going to have these Culture Club tickets all week long? All right, so all week long, here in the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to give away Boy George Culture Club along with Howard Jones and Berlin tickets. So tomorrow and all this week, Monday through Friday, here on the MJ Morning Show. Fester.
Yes.
It's a food item, so I'm looking at you.
I'm here.
Miss Froggy and I don't eat.
Well, no,
Don't
listen,
eat.
you can chime in on this.
Chime away, Rox.
I'm a big time foodie. Bring it.
Tell me about McDonald's apple pies.
Classic.
Yes. But can you delineate between now and then?
Greasier back then with more like a crispier coating.
Why?
Because they're too dry now because they're trying to be healthier.
Okay, well, keep coming. Come on.
Fester's
they're
going to
not
get a
cooked
chance.
keep coming.
If she's chiming in.
I'm chiming accurately. What's been
no,
inaccurate so far?
You're missing the word.
No, you're fine. Keep coming. It's
Butter?
coming. No.
Oil.
Or yes.
Greasy oil.
Because they used to be
fat fried.
Yes.
It took forever to get there. Oh, my God. So, yeah, McDonald's used to have a delicious apple pie that was fried.
It was fried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The McDonald's hot apple pie was fried in the French fry oil. It was
Yum.
That's where it was originally fried. And they were great. But then as years went on, I guess they wanted to get a little healthier or whatever the story. Then they went to baking their hot apple pies.
I haven't had a McDonald's apple pie in 15 years.
But people say that, listen, can I be honest? The McDonald's fries were better years ago because they were fried in beef fat. And then there was a whole issue and lawsuit, and I think there was some Muslims actually, I think, sued because of the non-disclosure of like beef fat in the whatever the story was.
It's not a vegetarian dish now that's rolled in beef fat,
right? But I thought it was a Muslim lawsuit. I could be mistaken, but I'm just going to flat out say it. Listen, McDonald's, I like McDonald's. McDonald's is an American institution, but in all honesty, the fries were better back in the 70s and 80s. They were when they used to use the original frying process for the French fries. But McDonald's also used to fry the apple pies. Now they don't. But the reason why I'm bringing this up, if you still want a fried McDonald's apple pie, there are 2 places in America to get a fried McDonald's apple pie.
Like the one in Vegas or the original one in Des Plaines, Illinois?
Downey, California.
What?
So outside of Los Angeles, Downey, California, and believe it or not, Honolulu, Hawaii. You can still get...
What the hell?
Yeah, only 2 places in America you can still get the McDonald's apple pie that's fried.
Man.
So I think a road trip is in order here.
Yeah.
What a bummer.
And then Hawaii, I can get some delicious Saimin at Hamora's over on Kauai and Lahui. And then I can also get some great shave ice North Shore, go to Matsumoto or go to Ululani's on Maui or something. Or, man, I'm up for... Plus, watching all this Hawaii Five-0, the original series from back in the 70s, it's making me all hungry for some Hawaii.
You want a legit fried apple pie, MJ?
Yep.
Go to Popeyes.
Really?
Popeyes has a fried apple pie, and they roll it in cinnamon sugar. Good stuff. And it's fried.
They don't apologize for frying it.
Popeye don't care.
Effing grifters.
Yum.
Not Popeyes.
You guys not hear what I said?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
The grifters.
What did I say?
Effing grifters?
Effing grifters. Guess who called Meghan Markle and Prince Harry effing grifters?
Someone really cool.
Yeah, the king. The king.
No.
King Charles. Yes.
An executive at Spotify.
Don't they do business with them?
It's done. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So Bill Simmons, a Spotify executive, has called Meghan Markle and Prince Harry effing grifters after the $20 million podcast deal collapsed.
Well, Bill Simmons, isn't he one of the biggest podcasters out there on like the sports scene?
You tell me.
Okay.
I don't really listen to a lot of podcasts unless it's the MJ Morning Show podcast, available on all major platforms. Our show every day is in podcast form. So if you miss any of it, just go to your favorite podcast platform and search for MJ Morning Show on Q105, and the daily podcast of our entire show pops up usually by 11 a.m.
Did you read what Harry's response was to that guy?
I will have him murdered.
No, he said,
What?
Screw the Spotify platform. I'm going on the Spotted Dick platform.
That's hysterical.
Off with his head.
Off with his spotted dick.
Off.
So it's pretty funny, Roxanne. Bill Simmons, Spotify's head podcast innovation and monetization chief, called Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's, called them effing grifters on the latest episode of his podcast called The Ringer. Is that what you're talking about?
So
I didn't know it was that big,
Bill
though.
Simmons is a big-time sports podcaster, and he's right.
Wow.
He's certainly not wrong.
Yeah,
That's a low blow for a royal grifter.
Yeah, but big executive calling them grifters? How about that? Hey, before we get out of here, a couple of things on the Hollywood front. So Pete Davidson has been charged with reckless driving. I don't know what took so long. Remember he crashed into some house in Beverly Hills?
Yeah.
He's tooling down the road with some girl he's dating, whatever the flavor of the day was, and he's in a Mercedes. I think it was like an expensive Mercedes, and he jumps the curb and smashes into a house and takes out the corner of a house while I guess the daughter's home, like doing homework.
If you're going to have a celebrity hit your house, I mean, I'd much rather have Pete Davidson.
No, I'd rather have a bigger celebrity than Pete Davidson hit my house.
Did he hit it with his car, or did he hit it with something else?
Pete Davidson.
And what might that be, Roxanne?
Roxanne?
Was that a car?
What do you think he slapped the house with his...
I didn't say that. You said that. It's like, was that a car that just came through our window or something else?
So he's been officially charged with reckless driving after smashing his car into this Beverly Hills home earlier this year. What took so long? Hit with one count of reckless driving, happened on Friday by the L.A. County District Attorney's Office 3 months after the crash? That's a little bizarre. Yeah, TMZ broke the story. Law enforcement sources told us Pete and his girlfriend, Chase Swee Wonders, were involved in the crash March 4th. Pete was behind the wheel of a Mercedes, allegedly driving fast through a residential street, lost control, smacked into the home. He took out a fire hydrant that hit the side of the house. No one was hurt. Homeowner was not there, but a 16-year-old daughter was inside. And so...
She was all excited to meet Pete.
But then this is bizarre. The house has been leveled now.
Oh, no.
The house that Pete Davidson hit has been torn down.
Was there such significant structural damage?
I don't think so.
Save the house?
What is that? I don't get it. The home Pete Davidson smashed into with a Mercedes-Benz is no more. It's gone. Nothing but a mound of dirt for some mysterious reason. The 2-story Beverly Hills house, which used to sit at the intersection of famed Rodeo Drive and a smaller street, was recently razed. Just the outline of the foundation remains on the lot. Well, I don't understand that. So they say the damage to the house seems somewhat minimal at the time.
That had to have been in the works beforehand. A lot of these houses get demolished for bigger houses.
Maybe, but that's just weird. Why was the house knocked down?
Could there have been a big enough settlement that they're just building a new one?
You know, was that on the air or off the air?
It was on the air.
What, was that on the air? I
Yeah, it
can't
was on
see.
the air.
I can't tell when you're on or off the air. We have no
Yeah.
sound delineation in our headphones. Maybe. So, all right, what else before we get at? I think that's about it. I have a lot of stuff.
Everything's still left on the table.
Well, you've got 2 personal issues I got to deal with
I
tomorrow.
know one of them, so you have to tell me the other one.
You have 2 personal issues I'm dealing with tomorrow with Roxanne. Folks, have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Website is loaded, mjmorningshow.com. If you ever need to get a hold of me privately, my email is mj@mjmorningshow.com. Great content. You got a hot tip, got some gossip. Oh, by the way, yes, I am in the running for the superintendent for Hillsborough County Schools.
Good for you.
I'm in the running for interim superintendent for Hillsborough County Public Schools.
You got my vote.
Yep. So I'll more on that tomorrow. Folks, have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, and let's be careful out there.